Alabama. Football in Chambers County is about to get started here tonight as we get ready for another big game. But before we do, got a little presentation we have here before the game. Miss Peyton Lamb is a 17-year-old senior here at Chambers Academy. She was diagnosed with cystic fibrosis at the age of 3. Cystic fibrosis is a progressive genetic disease that affects about 30,000 people in the U.S. that causes persistent lung infections and limits the ability to breathe over time, while also affecting the sinuses, pancreas, and other parts of the body. Peyton has endured numerous operations and hospital stays throughout her life. She takes dozens of pills a day and hours of breathing treatments and chest therapy to help get the mucus out of her lungs. Peyton would like to thank all of her Peyton pals and the CA family for their support and prayers throughout her 13 years here at Chambers Academy. She says that she couldn't do this without you. It is a blessing to be a part of such a caring, loving, and supportive school family, and that's where it's straight out of Peyton's mouth. Tonight we're going to make a presentation to the football team and Coach Allen. They're presenting Peyton with a jersey, and it looks to be, I believe, autographed by everyone, and we just want to make that presentation to Peyton tonight. And just to tell you how dedicated she is, the other week, at one of our games on Friday night, they had rolled her in a flat screen television in her room, and she was watching the live stream, and I believe she heard us say hello to her over the broadcast while she was there in Birmingham. So, hey, you know, you're always in our prayers. All right, while we're doing announcements, let's go ahead and get some of our other news out of the way. The AISA will not tolerate and or condone demonstrations of poor professionalism or sportsmanship, especially displays which lead to altercations and or forfeiture. The AISA Athletic Committee and the AISA State Board will take a very firm and rigid stand in matters of this concern and will levy harsh sanctions on those involved. We're ready for some football tonight right here at the field. Who's ready to watch the defending state champions?
Hi. Welcome, football team. Welcome, football team. Rebels.
Testing. morning, ladies and gentlemen. You're looking live at Torbert Field in Lafayette, Alabama for tonight's game with the Chambers Academy Rebels hosting the Cornerstone Christian Academy Chargers. This is Chambers' first region game of the year. There are only 4 region contests this year. There were 6 teams in the region last year, only 5 this year due to the closing of Moringa Academy. So those games get more important. You lose region games, and the ones you win carry extra weight. So this is an important game tonight for Chambers. All time against Cornerstone. This is only Cornerstone's 20th year playing football. Chambers has played them 11 times. Chambers has won 6. Cornerstone has won 5. Chambers has won 3 out of the last 4 games, including a 57-7 victory last year up at Cornerstone. Cornerstone actually last won August 29th of 2014, Coach Allen's first game back at Chambers. They won 33-32. Chambers had the ball first and goal at the end of the game in the clock ran out. I remember that game well. So that's the last Cornerstone victory, 33-32 over Cornerstone 2014. Chambers' biggest win was last year by 50 points, 57-7. And the biggest loss to Cornerstone was in 2009 by a score of 34-7. Chambers 15-5 over the last 55 games. 37 in a row regular season, 27 in a row at home, 22 in a row on the road. That streak will be tested next week in a big region contest at Southern. And joining me for tonight's broadcast, my good friend and partner, Chester Carter.
Well, thank you, Calvin. We're getting ready for another great evening here at football in Chambers County, Alabama, Lafayette. Torbert Field is excitement's building already for another great game here at home. This will be our last game at home for the next 4 weeks, correct, Calvin?
Right.
We're going to be on the road for 4 weeks, visiting some of our friends in West Alabama. Southern is our next stop next week.
Right.
Correct?
We hope we have friends in West Alabama because we're sure going a long way from home. 187 miles from here to Southern. That'll be a big contest next week. They are undefeated, and they will be undefeated when we play them because they do not play tonight. So they're 3-0. They are beating people at about the pace we'll be, so it should be quite a game. Winner of that game will likely end up having 2 playoff games at home if they win the first round. Loser of that game will probably have to travel somewhere if they make it to the second round. So, of course, all that depends on who wins the first round games. But big game next week, but you got to get, you don't win a region championship unless you win all your region games, and you got to get this one done first.
That's right. Coach Allen has got the guys focused on tonight. We're getting the guys, a little nicked up last week from the game. Had a couple of injuries there, but kids are healing up nice, and we're about ready for the run out here in a few minutes for the Rebels. And we'll go through our typical great pregame show with Miss Lorraine Jackson singing the national anthem, and one of the local pastors giving us a prayer for this evening. So we look forward to all that. And just sit back, folks, relax, and if you're down here at the stadium, you come down to the Rebel Grill and get you some good grub. But if you're at home, get you a snack. We're about 6 minutes away from kickoff, so hang tight, and we'll be right back with you here shortly.
Captain's taking the field for the coin toss. Looks like it's Jake Higgins, Peyton Allen, Braxton Allen, and number 12. And I haven't learned his name and number yet, but we'll get it from Chester. That would be, well, I don't know who it is. We don't have a number 12. Well, there it is. Number 12 is Junior Luke Keel. It was not in the right numerical order, so my apologies to Luke Keel's family. Don't want to leave him out. Young man, it's his first year at Chambers from over at Davie. So Keel, Allen, and Higgins, tonight's captains. They will approach the field, midfield, and the officials. Captains for Cornerstone, number 2, number 3, number 9.
All right, we're getting close to time for the coin toss. Representing Chambers Academy captain.
3 is John Wall.
Allen. Number 7, Jake.
9 is Mason Collins.
Number 12, Luke Keel. And number 34, Braxton Allen. Representing the captains.
I'll find number 2 here in a minute. 2 is Brian Torbert. So we've got all seniors as captains for Cornerstone.
Brian Torbert.
couple of seniors, a couple of sophomores, captains for Chambers.
Mason Collins, and trying to see that middle number. Number 3. Big number 3. John Wall. And those are your captains for Cornerstone tonight.
Officials come and greet the captains. And as Chester calls in the white hat, we'll call them to midfield.
We got some soon-to-be Rebel players out there getting in the mix.
I know so. Guess they're headed over to the Spirit line.
Cornerstone, your visitors, and we're here home. That's Hills, and that's Tails. What are you going to call it? Call it Hills. Here's the Tails. You've won the toss.
Chambers has won the toss.
You want the ball?
And we'll take the ball, as Coach Allen commonly does when he wins the toss. He likes to get that first score and get the other team on its heels. So,
won the toss, we'll receive. All right, Dave. So we play with the ball.
all right.
All right. And as you heard, Champion Academy with the toss is going to receive to start the game. As we're close to getting ready for the run out here.
Looks like we got a pretty decent crowd out here tonight, Calvin.
Yeah, they're kind of late arriving, but they're coming on in.
Wouldn't want to miss a Rebel game here in Lafayette. It's the only place to be at.
All right, Texas fans, get on your feet.
Yeah, here comes the Philly State champs. Sure is a nice ring to that.
Yes, it is. Hopefully we can say it again next year.
Rebels in all blue tonight. They've done all day the last couple of weeks, all blue week 1, so we're going to wind up this 4-game homestand with all blue. So the traditional colors for the Chambers Rebels.
That may be the fastest I've seen on the 24th across the field.
These points out, and you all folks at home remember last week, Dave Daniel was injured. Was not able to return. He was diagnosed on Saturday morning with a broken fibula, and he'll be out from 6 to 8 weeks. So, Rafe, we miss you while you're gone. We're looking forward to you coming back. We're going to pause for the pregame prayer and the national anthem. Always a pleasure to hear someone able to give a pregame prayer at a sporting event. And always a pleasure to hear the Ray Jackson sing the national anthem. We've got some really talented people around Chambers Academy. We've always been very fortunate with that. And Moose Matt, we don't shout out him often enough, our PA announcer for football. It's always good at revving up the crowd. So here we are, last game of this 4-game homestand. Chester kind of an unusual schedule, 4 at home, 4 away, 2 more at home. As soon as we confer with our production manager, we'll tell you folks how we're going to handle the road games, or at least next week's road game, but I'm not real sure about that right now, and I don't want to tell you something's not true. So
the tentative plans are we are heading that way. So we're going to be working out some logistics over the week and give an update on the YouTube channel, the Chambers Academy Live Sports Live channel there, and let you know where we're going to be at.
So we'll either be live or you can watch the replay. We're going to work those details out. Well, got a Chairman's flag drill out here. Everybody's on the wrong end of the field.
Guess they got a little confused which end they were defending there. But that's all right. We're ready to play some football here on one of the hotter days of the year, Calvin.
I was thinking this is maybe the stickiest night we've had here this year, other than the Lee Scott night. It was kind of sticky because it had rained that day, but it was pretty thick tonight.
We were breaking records all over the state. I think Anderson hit 100. Birmingham was up there close to 100, so we'll be definitely taking our hydration timeouts tonight, keeping these boys hydrated. But I'm ready for some football. The kick is off. Off to about the 30-yard line. Number 7 takes it. Puts on the ball.
Well, the ball's still out.
I think they were calling him down.
Didn't get a whistle, and then when the ball started bouncing around, we did get one.
They're giving Chambers first down here at the 41.
First down, Chambers.
Chambers held onto the ball.
Chambers will start off at the 41-yard line. First down and 10. That was Jake Higgins on the kickoff return, brought out to the 41. Peyton's going to start out in the gun with Braxton out off to his right. Fake hands off to Braxton. Looks over top the middle, down to Josh Holliday. Overthrown, intercepted by number 2 for Cornerstone. He's bringing it out past the 45. That went the wrong way there for a little bit, but got it down to the 42-yard line.
Tackled by Caden Smoot, and they swapped from 141 to the other. Not a good way to win the toss and start the game.
First down and 10, Cornerstone.
Coach Allen out on the field, beckoning to his quarterback.
Was that number 2 on the interception there, Calvin?
I think it was. He's over here. I had a hard time finding him a while ago.
Bryant Talbert for Cornerstone Chargers on the interception.
A lot of senior players on this Cornerstone team. They
not a typical start for the Rebels there. So let's see how the defense answers this and gets rolling. We got Cornerstone in the gun, 3 wide receivers out to his right. Those out to number 3, out to the 45. He's down to the 40, tackled by number 8. He's still advancing down to the 35-yard line. They're in Chambers territory. That was number 3 for Cornerstone. Josh Wall on the big pickup for the Cornerstone Chargers out to the 35. It's first and 10 for the Chargers.
Now you can tell teams are studying the films. They see we're a little soft against the pass, particularly early in the game. So they're going to test to see if we can stop them.
Cornerstone is set up at the offense with quarterback in the gun, 3 wide receivers out to the left.
Well, now he fumbled.
Number 4 puts it on the ground, recovers his own fumble, down back to the 46-yard line. Loss of about 10 on the play.
He got a very friendly spot.
Oh, yeah, what is it?
He picked up the ball and was running backwards and got tackled at about the 46, and they brought him up to the 42 where he fumbled it. Pretty friendly spot there.
Yes, sir, that was.
Still second and long.
Second and long for the Chargers. 10:45 here in the first. Just getting underway here at Torbert Field in Lafayette, Alabama. Takes his quarterback for the Chargers, takes a step, overthrows his wide receiver, number 3, John Wall.
Third down and 17.
That brings up 3rd down and 17 for the Chargers.
Big defensive down here.
Things got kind of started off in a weird way, lining up on the wrong end of the field there, and then first pass play, a pick. But
it is Friday the 13th.
It is, and a full moon at that too, Galvin. I was thinking about that on the way down here. We might see some odd things tonight. Cornerstone brings offense to the line. 3 wide receivers stacked to the right. Quarterback's flushed out to his right, looking downfield to number 3. He gets 2 feet down at the 32-yard line where they're going to call him out.
John Wall does step out of bounds at about the 30.
It's going to be a completion, but it's going to be 4th and about 7.
That puts it in a manageable 4th down attempt here for Cornerstone.
At the 32, they're pretty well in 4-down territory.
They've already shown some of their touch passing here.
Yeah. Well,
during the
looks
warm-ups,
like they're going to try a field goal.
Yeah,
Wow.
me and
51 yards.
Producer David Howard were watching some of the kicks. They were doing pretty impressive for a high school kicker. Let's see what he's got here. He'll be snapping the ball from the 33. Kick is up, and it is
Short.
short, off to just a little bit short, about 3 or 4 yards short, but a good attempt there.
No good.
Ball will go over on downs to the Rebels with 10 minutes and 19 seconds here in the first quarter.
3-yard line.
It'll be Chambers' ball, first down and 10.
I don't think we keep records like that here at Torbert Field, but I can pretty well assure you that 51 yards would have been a Torbert Field record.
Yes. I wonder what the AISA kicking record is.
I don't know.
That's something we can look up.
The ball goes to the 20, so that's not a bad decision. The ball goes to the 20 when the kick goes into the end zone like that. It's kind of like a punt. So you don't get it at the spot of the possession. It goes into the end zone. It's comes out to the 20 like a punt does. So
I'm learning something every game, Calvin. Encroachment on the defense there, it looks like.
I think that's a high school rule that's been pretty well obliterated everywhere else, but the high school it's still like a punt.
Encroachment on defense.
Well, that would almost be a guaranteed, play to do.
Yeah.
Just attempt it as long as you make it in the end zone.
You're right, because
Instead of risk a kick, return or punt return. So, interesting. All right, well, Peyton's ready to bring the offense and get him moving here. He's got 2 wide receivers out to the right, 1 to his left, looks to his left, hits number 25 out here, nice gain to the 36-yard line.
First down.
That is Caden Smoot on the reception.
Number 25, Caden Smoot. He'll be marked down at the 36-yard line.
First down for the Rebels.
First down, Chambers.
46-yard line. Or excuse me, 36-yard line. First and 10 for the Rebels. Allen's in the gun. Got 2 wide receivers to his right. Braxton lined up to his left. Peyton's looking downfield. Gets loose a little bit. Still, he's crossed the line of scrimmage. He's going down. He's over 10-yard carry. About 13 yards.
Going to be another first down.
Scrambles out there to close to midfield.
Going to mark him out about the 47, but I think that's going to be a first down. Well, 40. Yep, first down.
45-yard line. First.
46. Well.
First down, Chambers.
Cornerstone coach got a little tangled in the chains over there, so they had to work that out. Rebels trying to go at a faster pace, and they had to untangle the chains.
Peyton passes out to Allen, bobbles it. Incomplete pass.
I think that might have gone for a little bit if he could have caught it.
Pass intended for number 34, Braxton. Allen falls incomplete.
We've seen about maybe 5 plays from scrimmage for the Rebels, and I believe they've passed or attempted to pass every play.
Well, Peyton brings the offense to the lines. 2 wide receivers to his right. Braxton's to his left. Pass out to Josh Holliday, our player of the game last week, for a nice pickup for 7 yards.
Yeah.
Bring up third down and short.
Chambers in Cornerstone territory for the first time.
Josh Holliday across midfield. He'll be marked
Yeah,
down
Josh had a
at the
great play
47-yard
last week,
line. Third
which
down,
kind of broke the
3.
game open a little bit for us and started getting that separation we needed for it was a great catch down the right side of the sidelines there. We'll pass out to Gavin Kite over the 40 down to the 35-yard line.
Allen's pass completes to number 21, Gavin Kite.
That was first down
He's out across
yardage.
the 40-yard line. He'll be marked down at the 35. First down.
Coach
Chambers.
Allen is bringing out the passing game today.
You do it till they stop you.
Well, we're rolling here. Peyton brings the offense to the line. 2 wide receivers out to his right, 1 to the left. Gavin Kite's in motion. Fakes the handoff to Braxton. Peyton's looking downfield. Throws out to Gavin in the flat. Gavin's over the runs over the
I believe he made a
defensive
first
back.
down. If he didn't, he's right at the first
Pass is
down.
complete to number 21, Gavin Kite. He'll be marked out of
Gavin's
bounds.
not afraid to lower his head and take on
25-yard
anybody.
line.
So Gavin is a freshman. We got
Timeout Cornerstone.
Timeout, Cornerstone.
quite a few years of watching Gavin
Yeah, let's
coming up.
talk about that young man. He started playing last year in the 8th grade. Of course, he's on JV as well. He got to be kind of the backup fullback and was one that would get the tough yards up the middle. Now they've kind of spread him out on the sides a little bit. He's still a good punisher and runner up the middle, but you're right. We got a lot to look forward to with that young man. He's just a freshman.
Yes, he's been fine-tuning his game and doing a lot more than just those small, short yardage plays for Coach Allen and the offense. So if you get him out in the open space and just head of steam behind him, I wouldn't want to get out in front of him. So,
No, the young man for Cornerstone learned that on the last play.
well, the Rebels offense is coming back out on the field. We got 9:04 left in the first.
The previous play will be marked at the 25-yard line. First down, Chambers.
Peyton Allen, quarterback's in the gun. He's got 2 wide receivers to his left, 1 to the right. He's looking downfield.
Got some pretty good pursuit.
A little pursuit in the backfield. Pass down the left side to number 13. That Jordan Benbrook falls incomplete.
It's kind of lucky they're number 13. Or maybe that was number 30, got a hand on it.
Pass falls incomplete, brings up second down and 10.
Second down and 10 for the Rebels here with 8:56 in the first. Rebels are putting together a pass-oriented drive here. Peyton brings the offense to the line. He's still in the gun. Braxton Allen's lined up to his left. Peyton takes the snap, looks to his left, passes out to Braxton Allen. Gets down to about the 14-yard line.
It's going to be close to a first
Pass
down.
complete to number 34, Braxton Allen, out of the backfield.
Let's see where they spot that ball.
At the 14-yard line.
If it's on the 14, it's a first down.
First down, Chambers.
Yeah, first down Rebels. Braxton knows where the markers are at, and he gets those yards he needs to get to first down territory.
Chain crew having a little trouble over there. I think when the coach hung up in it, he sort of disconnected some of the chain equipment, but they've got it put back together, it seems like.
Peyton's looking down the right side across.
Wide open. Oh,
Tip ball, interception again.
that's going to be trouble if they don't get him out of bounds pretty quick.
Number 2 with the pick. That's his second one of the night. That is,
Pass is intercepted
You know, that's
by
not
number
really
2,
anybody's
Brian
fault there. That's just an alert young man playing defense because when Peyton threw the ball, Holiday was open. The ball was a little out of Holiday's reach. He tipped it up, and young man was kind of like, look what I found. There's a football.
Brian Torbert for the Chargers picks up his second interception on the evening, brings it out to the 21-yard line, 22-yard line, where it sets up the Chargers 1st and 10.
First time all season the Rebels have gone 2 drives without scoring.
Cornerstone brings the offense to the line. They got the quarterbacks in the gun. 2 wide receivers to his right. Quarterback's looking down the, picks it. Oh, right into the hands of number 7, Jake Higgins.
Yeah. If 7 had caught it, he'd have had 7.
That's one of those ones where you already start thinking about the pay dirt before you get the ball in your hands, but that's all right.
Perhaps that crossed his mind. I'm not sure, but
all he was looking at was green when we got a hold of that ball. At least he broke up the pass, which will bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Chargers.
Cornerstone throwing every play too. Makes you wonder if running has gone out of style in high school football.
Tonight it looks like it has.
Whoop. Well,
that was like a ball thrown behind the line.
Yeah, we did not have a whistle, so I believe that's going to be Chambers' ball.
I don't know who picked it up.
I believe it was Jake.
Why didn't go ruling on the play?
Well,
let's see if Mr. Howard's got the replay on that one there.
Started at the 22. Yep, Chambers' ball.
Down, Chambers.
Yeah, you could tell when the whistle didn't blow that they had made their mind up it was a backward pass. Jake Higgins, I believe, was the one that was alert enough to get it back.
Yep, ball was thrown in backwards, and Jake Higgins recovers the ball on the 13-yard line. Will set up the Rebels 1st down and 10 with 7:58 here in the first. Peyton's in the gun. He's got 2 wide receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. Braxton's lined up in his left in the backfield. Peyton's looking left. Connects with number 35. He's still dragging some Cornerstone defenders down.
25, Caden Smoot.
Oh, Caden Smoot, excuse me. On the catch down to the 3-yard line.
That may be a 1st down. It's going to be 2nd and short.
1st down yardage. 1st and goal.
They're giving it to him. 1st and goal.
Okay. 1st and goal.
Peyton brings the offense to the line. Hands off to Braxton Allen. Up the middle.
Yep.
And he's in for a touchdown, Rebels.
First running play of the night was a scoring play as Chambers has now broken out on top.
Touchdown, Chambers.
That's 6-0 here with 7:39 here in the first quarter. We'll see if the Rebels come out to go for 2 or 1. See what Coach Allen has dialed up. They're lining up to go for 2. Peyton's under center. Hands the ball off to Braxton off the right side. Goes over the right side, and he's in for a 2-point conversion. That's 8-0 here with 7:39 in the first.
With 7:39 to go.
Scoreboard says 7, but it is 8. I don't believe anybody got a hand on Braxton until he was in the end zone on that 2-point play.
Yep. They will mash one more button and make it 8-0. One of the underappreciated jobs here at the stadium is the score clock operator.
I was about to say, last year Chester was our scoreboard operator. So he knows where the button is if we need his help. But it has now been corrected. It is 8-0.
Yep.
And Chambers scores on its 3rd possession as a result of a turnover from a backward pass that was recovered by Jake Higgins on about the 14. About a 2, maybe 3 play drive.
We've already had 3 turnovers so far.
Set to kick off for the Rebels, number 10, Peyton.
The first, 4 minutes of the game there, Calvin?
Yeah. It's not bad if it's not you with the turnovers, but Chambers has 2. And, well, really, Cornerstone didn't have one. They recovered theirs. So.
Yeah.
and number 3, John Wall.
Well, Peyton's bringing the kick team out, getting ready to check off, and let's see if he kicks it deep or a pooch punt here. Kick is up.
Well, I think it is somebody, didn't it?
Down the middle.
Don't guess it matters. Somebody picked it up.
Cornerstone picks it up and brings it out to about the 28-yard line, where his forward progress stopped at. That's where they'll set up. First down and 10.
Jackson Allen, he'll be marked down at the 29-yard line. First down and 10, Cornerstone.
We'd like to remember to congratulate our players of the games last week, Josh Holliday and Dijon Darden. They had a great game last week. 2 pivotal players out there on defense and offense. And we'll be doing the same thing this evening, picking those 2 players with the most impact on each side of the ball.
Whoa, almost dropped the snap. And they're going to get him, yep.
Tackled by
54.
Sack on the play made by number 54, Trent Thompson.
Trent Thompson.
Play will lose back to the 23-yard line.
Timing got off a little bit on the snap. He sort of bobbled it, and
Second down, 16.
this Rebel defense is a little tough to be getting your timing off against.
yes, that defensive line, if you make a mistake, they will make you pay for it. You've got one of the larger defensive linemen in AISA with Jake Waldrop out there. We were coming on that last week about he is what,
I don't know. You got
the
the
305 on the roster sheet here. I think he's a little bigger than that.
Whoa.
Ball's on the ground.
But he got it back. 17, recovered his own fumble.
Recovered by Thomas Kleckler for Cornerstone.
Number 17, Thomas
Quarterback
Kleckler.
takes him aside and has a little talk with him about timing.
18-yard line.
I push the ball back at the 18-yard line. It's going to set up third down and about 18, Calvin?
Scoreboard says 21.
No, 21.
We'll go with that. Got to get to the 39, and they're at the 18, so I guess that's right.
Cornerstone's setting up in the gun. 2 wide receivers to his quarterback's left. He's looking to his left. Goes right down the hash off the fingertips of number 17. That would have been a big gainer right there.
I believe that would have been a first down.
And then some, yeah.
That's the young man that fumbled, so I guess the discussion they had was not about timing, but about what the next play was going to be, because he went for him, and he was open.
Yeah, that was right off the fingertips there. That would have been a big gainer.
He was open and in stride, and it just barely missed him.
Well, that should bring out the punt team for Cornerstone. Or
after the hydration timeout.
Well, we got a few minutes here. We'd like to highlight some of our scoreboard sponsors. We got Renfro's Grocery here in Lafayette for quality foods, produce, and meat. Stop on down there at Renfro's and see how they're doing. Builder's First Source down in Auburn for your hardware needs down in Auburn. Lyle's Body Shop. He's been serving the community and his father for, what you said last week, what, 50, over 50 years, say?
Wouldn't surprise me if it was over 50.
Four Seasons Heating and Cooling.
Sunshine Heating and Air, if I'm not mistaken, they are presently putting the air conditioning in the gym. You folks that graduated from Chambers that are listening at home, we are air conditioning the gym on our 50th anniversary of a educational institution here at Chambers.
It's a great gift.
Absolutely.
I was in there for a volleyball game last week.
I graduated in there, and I don't know how long it took my mama to wring out my clothes.
Cornerstone takes snap for the punt. It's a high punt. Wow. Comes down, got the 50, takes a Cornerstone bounce. Peyton Allen picks it up and falls forward to about the 46-yard line, where they will take over first down and 10 with 5 minutes and 36 seconds here in the first. The Rebels are up 8-0. on the Cornerstone Chargers.
That
was a smart play by Peyton. He gained about 7 yards, but when he landed after being tackled by about 3 people, I don't think Coach Allen was real happy that his quarterback was running a punt back.
Yeah. Sometimes you just need to step out of bounds. Well, Peyton's ready for the call. He looks out, passes out to Josh Holliday to his right, down the right sidelines for first down yardage.
Penalty flag. That's our first penalty of the night.
Josh Holliday.
Kind of where it's usually a holding unless somebody nabbed a face mask.
Inside the 40, actually inside the 35.
Let's have a
down to the 30
moment here where they discuss this. But
it's a nifty catch and run by Holliday. I hope he doesn't get it called back. Yep.
Right there, Calvin. Typical area for a holding call. His fellow wide receiver trying to spring him for a little more yardage there.
Well, it's going to go from 1st and 10 to 1st and 10, just be in a different place. Because he was right at the first down marker. Might actually be 1st and 9.
Back at the 46-yard line, the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, 1st and 10.
First down and 10.
Peyton gets the call from the sidelines, bringing it into the huddle.
Smoot starts in, goes back out.
Peyton's calling out the directions. He's in the gun. 2 wide receivers to his left. Braxton alongside, hands off down the right side. Braxton's getting loose. He's going down. The right side. He's in for a touchdown. Rebels.
Number 34, Braxton Allen takes the
Braxton Allen with
46
a 46-yard run. Excellent.
46 yards for the Chambers touchdown.
Well, that brings the score up right now, 14-0 with 5:02 here in the first.
So they're going to go for 2 again.
Wouldn't be a bad idea.
Holliday coming in sort of late with the play.
Payne's got the guys in the huddle, breaks the huddle, calling the play.
10 seconds.
Play clock, yeah. Running down to 5. Gets a play off, hands off to Braxton to the cross the left side, and he's in for the 2-point conversion. Excellent.
Handoff goes to Braxton Allen, and the 2-point conversion is good. With 5:02 remaining in the first quarter, it's your Chambers Academy Rebels.
He wasn't even touched Calvin until he made it into the end zone for that 2-point conversion.
I think that was what happened the first time, so we got 16-0.
Just
5 minutes left in the first quarter.
You watch the push of these lines, the offensive and defensive lines for Chambers. They are making, these plays for these running backs. They're holding up good against the pass rush. That is Chambers' strong point this year. Last year we had a lot of speed going to the outside. This year we have the line protecting Peyton and opening up holes for the running backs. And on defense, they're getting in the backfield and disrupting our opponents. So Peyton's got the guys out here for the kickoff. Let's see what Peyton's got. Kick is off. And it's bouncing down to about the 20-yard line. Number 2 picks it up for Cornerstone, looking for a seam. Can't find much of anything. Coverage was spot on, down to the 30-yard line where 31 is where they're going to spot the ball. First down and 10 for the Chargers. 4:54 in the first. 16-0. Rebels.
Yeah, Smoot hemmed him up, slowed him down, and JoJo finished him off. Tackled by JoJo Hendricks, backup quarterback.
The Chargers bring the offense out on the field here. Quarterback, I think he's going to be sitting up here in the shotgun. It's a typical formation for them. 2 wide receivers to each side, or 3 to the right, 2 wide receivers to the left. Quarterback calls for the snap. Maybe he's changing the play. Got a little time on the field here.
They either took a timeout. I believe that's their second timeout.
Timeout Cornerstone. Couldn't get the communication in on that play they wanted. But I think you're right. A lot of these teams are going more to a passing setup than what I've typically seen in the AISA.
Well, you study the films, which is what you got to do as a head coach. They got to be able to tell that they're not going to get much yards on the ground against us. So it's worth trying to hit a little quick pass every now and then and try to wear the defense down. That quarterback for Tuscaloosa, I think, did the best job anybody's done so far this year, although the Abbeville, young man from Abbeville was pretty active in the first half last week.
Yeah. Both very athletic quarterbacks. We've seen the past couple of weeks with Abbeville and Tuscaloosa.
We've seen two quarterbacks here tonight, but 15's been the primary one.
Cornerstone brings the offense out, 3 wide receivers. Oh, one's in motion to the left. Quarterback's looking down the left side over the hash, right down number 4. He's getting loose. Number 34 wraps him up on the tackle for Chambers. That is Braxton Allen.
They got some quick receivers, and if he can get the ball off and they can run under it,
ball gets down to
that's about a 40-yard pass.
Yeah, down to the 31. Cornerstone is taking off some pretty big chunks of yards in some plays here this evening, Calvin.
Yeah.
They're going right over top of our D-line and hitting our secondary. Cornerstone brings the offense to the line, looking to the sidelines for the play call. Got 3 wide receivers out to the left, 1 to the right. Quarterback's looking to the left side. Quick pass out to number 3.
Another
Cuts back
down.
inside.
He's broken loose now.
Gets down to about the 6-yard line for another first down for Cornerstone.
2 plays and first and goal.
Number 10, Peyton Allen on the tackle. Ball goes down inside the 10. First and goal, Cornerstone.
First and goal for Cornerstone with 4:16 here in the first quarter.
Chambers running folks in and out, but they do have 11 out there.
Cornerstone's offense is ready. Quick pass out to the left. A little screen pass. Didn't get much of anything. Maybe about a yard. That'll bring up second down and goal.
Yeah. Yard marker moved about 1 yard. You're right.
Yard and a half. Second down and goal.
Need a big stand here just to.
Cornerstone, quick-paced offense here. They got 3 wide receivers stacked up to the right, 2 to the left. Quarterback's looking to the left. Now he's rolling right.
Oh, they're going to get him. They're going to get him. Yep.
Hey, he sniffed in the backfield. That Dijon Darden in the backfield to wrap him up.
Dijon a little shaken up. He's getting up.
Yeah, he may need to take a break on this one. Yeah, he's going down.
And we have an injured Rebel down on the play.
Well, let's hope that's a cramp, too. That looks way too much like last week's injury, but I almost think that, or thought that he just kind of, they're rubbing his thigh like it's a cramp. It looked like he might have kind of got his bell rung a little bit on the tackle to start with.
Let's just hope and pray he's all right there.
Yeah, Coach Jackson out there working on him.
Yeah, he's getting up on his own power. That's great to see.
It's like a cramp.
All right. Ready to see him trotting off the field. Hopefully just a cramp.
That was Dijon Darden with the tackle, sack in the back field for a
3rd and, 16?
Yep, that was a
third and goal.
Yeah, 10-yard sack.
The ball will be marked back at the 16-yard line.
3rd and goal with 3:13 here in the first quarter. The Rebels are up 16-0 with the Cornerstone Chargers threatening. They're at the line. Got 3 wide receivers to the right. Quarterback rolls to his right, looks down to number 3 for the catch, and he reaches the ball out. They're going to call him in for a touchdown. And that was number 3, John Wall.
That was what, a 5-play drive? Wow.
Yeah. Now 1 running play. Strictly passing. Let's see what that replay looks like. See if he got over before his knee got down. Looks like he did make it.
Looks like he did.
Yeah.
So 5 plays, about 70-ish yards. Not the best defensive series for the Rebels this year.
Well, that's one thing they do have is a kicker.
Quite an extra point.
Yeah. They'll be fishing that one out of the pond back there.
Academy Rebels 16, Cornerstone 7.
Maybe hung up in one of the boughs of the oak tree.
And y'all, we have a birthday in the house. From what I understand, we have 6-year-old Sarah Kate Shaver, who is celebrating her birthday tonight at the ball game.
Moose giving
happy birthday, Sarah Kate.
Moose giving a shout out to Sarah Kate Shaver, who turned 6.
What a great birthday present. Come to the Rebel football game.
I'd like to pause and give one to Emily Milford, my daughter, who'll be older than 6 on Monday.
Well, happy birthday.
Don't have permission to give her age, but
after you get to a certain point, they're just, and there's another birthday.
But Monday's her birthday, so happy birthday, Emily.
Happy birthday, Emily.
No pressure, Caden, Brody, and Dijon now.
Well, we've got number 25, Caden Smoot, back, and Jordan Benbrook, it appears, for the kick return for the Rebels. Let's see how they Chargers play this. They kick it deep. They put it on the ground, and number 16,
Brody
Smoot on the return. Nice. Almost out to the 40-yard line. They're going to mark him down at the 38.
At the 38-yard line.
It'll sit up first down and 10.
Chambers.
With 2:50 here in the first quarter, it's 16-7. The Rebels had a very different offensive set so far for the Rebels, doing a lot of passing. Let's see what we have on this series. Peyton calls for the Are you calling them offsides? We'll take this quick 5 yards.
Peyton Allen hard count. Get some 2 or 3 times a game.
Flag on the play.
Encroachment, number 56 defense, 5-yard penalty.
Hey, that's fine. First down and 5 for the Rebels from the 43.
Chambers.
Peyton's got 2 wide receivers going to his right. Braxton's going to line up to his left. Put Gavin in motion. Hands off to Braxton. Braxton's got a hole going up across the 50. He's down to the 45.
First down.
Into Cornerstone territory. First down yardage.
Cornerstone territory. He'll be marked down at the 45-yard line. First down, Chambers.
Coach Allen going back to the bread and butter of the offense a little bit. Perhaps trying to let Cornerstone know that we can run and pass.
Get some consistency out there. Get some yards on the offensive stat line. Peyton's in the gun. Got 2 wide receivers to his right. Braxton to his left. Hands off to. And he takes the read up the middle. He sees some green. He makes it down to about the 26-yard line for another Rebel first down.
Keeper up the middle. He'll be down inside the 30 to the 27-yard line. First down, Chambers.
First down for the Rebels. Peyton's moving the offense quickly, brings him to the line. 2 receivers to his right. Takes the handoff again to Braxton. Up in the middle again. He's in the secondary, down to about the 10-yard line for another nice 15-yard gain.
Just inside the 10, first and goal, Chambers.
Down at the 10-yard line.
He's
First
seeing
down,
that. He is seeing that
Chambers.
open every time, and he's taking it. First and goal for the Rebels
And they're
with
gonna say
1:55
first
here
and
in the first. Peyton's in the gun. He looks out to his right.
Whoa.
Just overthrows Josh Holliday. Stops the clock here with 1:46 in
Pass
the
intended
first.
for number 5, Josh Holliday, falls incomplete.
Had a talk with Lamar
Second
Talley.
goal, Chambers.
Works on the chain crew. He's here tonight for a class reunion as well, and he did confirm what we had suspected, Chester. They do not like for the quarter to end inside the 10-yard line.
Peyton calls
Touchdown.
Hey, touchdown. He passed
Caden
to
Smoot.
Caden Smoot on the slant.
Pass is
25,
complete
number
to
25.
Caden Smoot.
Caden Smoot.
He's in for the Rebel touchdown.
That was for you, Lamar Talley.
Yep. That was a quick hit pass right there. Beautifully executed.
Okay, Tarver goes in. Braxton Allen still out there. Bijan got shaken up a few plays ago, so probably not going to see the honey mustard formation tonight.
Well, Peyton's under center. Braxton's in the backfield.
Just a straight old-fashioned running play right up the middle for the two-point
And
conversion by
number
Cade
30,
Tarver.
Cade Tarver.
Cade Tarver.
Up the middle. The two-point conversion is good. With 1:39 to go in the first quarter, it's your Chambers Academy Rebels 24, Cornerstone 7.
Well, in case you didn't hear Moose in the background, it's Chambers 24, Cornerstone 7. A minute and a half and 9 seconds worth of change in the first quarter, 1:39. As Chambers has gone out to a 17-point lead.
All right, y'all stand up and throw some things. Got some T-shirts. Y'all better stand up. Let them know you want them.
I'm glad they clarified what they were throwing.
Stand up, bring it out.
Reckon they could hit us up here?
I don't know.
Wave your hands, Chester. Let's see if they can throw one up here.
See if they can throw up here.
Yeah. I don't think they even see us.
Hey,
Whoa,
say,
that was a
somebody-
pretty good one.
I think that was a little bit rough right there.
Yeah.
Hope the other person's okay. Well, Peyton's ready to kick off here. He's checking the guys on the line. The kick is off, and it's down to about the
Whoa.
little
Gonna have some
miscommunication
trouble with that
there.
one if they don't tick. There we go. Down about the 13. Ball got skipped past him right around the 20, and he had to go inside the 10 to get it, and by then he was pretty well covered up.
Torbert on the return.
Cade Tarver pretty much finished that play off there.
Hayden Hurst.
Along with Hayden
Ball will
Hurst.
be marked back at the 14-yard line. First down and 10, Cornerstone.
Flip the field a little bit. They're starting at the 14. Of course, they started at the 30 a while ago and took 5 plays. So
All right, y'all, don't forget about the Rebel Grill over here. Cheeseburger.
We got to see what kind of adjustment the defense is going to do about that.
Chicken fingers.
That pass right down the hash.
All kinds of good food over here. So
There's
make your way up here and
been
get
quite a
some
few
cold
there.
drinks as well.
One of them
Right
was
here
just
at
off
the
his
Rebel Grill.
fingertips, and it was going to be a quick touchdown for Cornerstone. But they are going right after that play every time. So let's see if they can make some adjustments and stop that here.
defense is lined up a little deeper on this play.
Number
And
16.
Smoot's going to get him. Oh, he dropped
dropped
the ball.
balls on the
I
ground.
think Chambers got it.
See who comes up with it. Looking for the official
Well,
call.
no, looks like Cornerstone did.
Sack on the play made by number 16, Brody Smoot.
I thought 76 had it.
Brody Smoot,
Looks like there may have
typically
been a fumble on
disrupting the
play.
quarterback in the passing game. He is a fine pass rusher. So the ball was
Howard.
recovered by Cornerstone at about the 3 or 4 yard line.
Cornerstone.
It's like sitting right on the 5.
5 yard line.
Second down.
Be a good place for a safety.
Yep.
Well, they may get one.
Oh, I don't know. Who was in the area out there?
Got rid of the ball. Of course, if that's intentional grounding in the end zone, that's a safety.
Incomplete.
But no flags have come out. So
He
I
was outside the tackle box, I assume.
suppose that was a legal pass. And it's 3rd and 20 because they got to make the 25.
With 39 seconds left here in the first, ball is at the 5-yard line. Has to get out to the 25 for a first down for Cornerstone. Setting up with 5 wide receivers, 3 to the right, 2 to the left.
Play clock's at 4.
Gets a play off. Smoots in the
Well,
back.
they are gonna get him this
they got
time.
him in it's a safety.
Yep.
Brody Smoot.
Sack made on the play by number 16, Brody Smoot.
Smoot went through Smoot went through untouched. Nobody even touched him. And he
There's his patented call. His X out.
He had him in his sights. There was no escape on that one. So it's 26-7.
After the safety with 33 seconds to go in the first quarter, it makes your score, your Chambers Academy Rebels 26, Cornerstone 7.
It was a free kick after a safety by the team who gave up the safety. So Cornerstone will have the option of punting or kicking off from the 20, looks like, or the 25.
Well, they do have a pretty good kicking squad.
Yeah.
We're seeing them in
It's gonna
pregame.
kick from the 20.
Number 7 for Cornerstone, Jace Bailey is doing the kickoff duties for the Cornerstone Chargers.
Is he a senior?
He is yes, he is a senior.
Well, that's unfortunate for them because he's a great kicker.
He may have some potential in secondary education and maybe some college. Who knows? That leg of his, somebody's going to be calling. He gets the kick
Nice
off.
kick.
Yeah. Down to the 32 where it's picked up. Carried out across midfield to the 45-yard line.
Caden Smoot makes the return. Nifty little 25-yard return for number 25.
Smoot on the return for the Rebels. He returns the ball across midfield. He'll be marked down at the 45-yard line.
The Rebels will start their
First
offense
down,
on the 45
Chambers.
with 25 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. The Rebels are up 26-7 against Cornerstone. Still a nice crowd here at Torbert Field on a hot summer evening. Peyton takes the snap. He's looking downfield.
Oh,
He's
long
going for it
pass.
all. Down to 25. Caden Smith. Oh, yeah, what a great
Touchdown. 45-yard touchdown
Pass
pass.
complete.
Caden Smoot.
Right on the money to Caden Smoot.
Well, that was Caden Smoot's drive there, Chester. He ran the punt back and then ran the safety. He ran the free kick back, excuse me. And Peyton Allen hits him on a long strike, 45 yards, and it is 32-7.
Opening up that offense. That's good to see.
Yeah. So we're going to try a kick. Pollard's going to kick. Pollard was a local legend last week. He kicked the last extra point, sailed it through. So we're going to see what he can do this week. He may be slowly earning himself a job.
Snap is down, and the kick is up. And
Well, what do you know? Oh, he missed it.
he hooked it off to the left.
Well, that sure looked good from here.
My number 64, Jeremy Pollard, is wide left.
He's got the leg for it.
Yeah, he's now 1 of 2 on extra points.
He's
got a better percentage than I do.
32.
So I'll pick him up
7.
on my fantasy football.
32-7. 15 seconds left. In case you're wondering, we talked about this in pregame. The biggest victory Chambers has had in this series was last year up in Columbiana. We beat them 57-7.
Hey guys, and be sure to
Kind of an unusual series with Cornerstone. Most of the games that have been played, the winning team has kind of blown the other one out. There's only been really 2 close games out of 11. Chambers lost by 1
Anything that you
and
need
won
for
by
a second
3.
swag,
Both of those
The
in
Chambers gear.
Columbiana.
be sure to make your way by there.
Otherwise, the winning team in this series has pretty well spanked the other one in the first 11 games. Chambers winning 6 out of those 11.
Well, Chambers has already put up 32 points in the first quarter alone, so Peyton's ready to kick off, and he kicks the ball deep down the middle to number 2.
Well, he let it get
Gets
by
loose
again.
again. Picks up at the 15. Doesn't go much
brought down
anywhere.
to 15.
Number 2, Brian Torbert on the return for Cornerstone. Tackle made on the play by number 8, Hayden Hurst.
Hayden Hurst sniffed that one out and got him for no gain when he finally got the ball under control
Ball
at
will
the
be
15-yard
marked
line.
At the 16-yard line.
Correct me.
First down at 10.
16-yard line.
Cornerstone.
Six seconds left here in the first quarter. The Rebels are up 32-7. It's been a pretty fast-paced first quarter. Had a couple large runs, but most of those in passing offense for both teams.
Yeah, both teams been in the red zone once and didn't score. So
Cornerstone takes the snap. Got a little wheel route out to the running back.
and that's the end of the first quarter.
And that's the end of the first quarter. With
Out to the 15-yard line. Here goes the chain gang down.
Cornerstone 7.
Well, 15 is probably better than the 5, but that's still a good little trot.
Yep.
Teams will swap into the field as we have our break between quarters. We'll pay attention to our Chambers Academy varsity cheerleaders.
All right, let's have a big hand for our Rebel varsity cheerleaders.
Coach Trey Fettner usually occupies the upper part of the press box with us. He's gone down on the field to take some kind of information to Coach Allen and to congratulate Caden Smoot on that long touchdown pass. Coach Fettner helps coach the quarterbacks. He was a quarterback in high school and also a quarterback for a couple of seasons at least at the University of South Alabama. He was a Jaguar quarterback. So
will have 6 tickets with it.
one thing about our coaching staff here at Chambers that Coach Allen puts together, we've got a college kicker coaching the kicker, and we've got a college quarterback coaching the quarterback. So that's a big feather in Coach Allen's cap that he can build staffs like he builds here. And that's always been, in my opinion, the main reason he has the success that he's had.
Say a big thank you to all of
A good leader always surrounds himself with good people.
Right.
Around the field that help support our
Coach
Booster
Garrett,
Club. Let's have a big hand for them.
been with us several years. His father was a football coach, and the Garrett Stadium in Phoenix City was named for his dad. So
Sunshine Heating and Air.
long-time football heritage for Coach Garrett as well.
Seasons Heating and Air. Renfro's. Glenn Smith Chevrolet Buick GMC. White Acre Farms and Thompson
Coach Allen has been
Carriers.
building a program here, and like I spoke to last week, the JV team that I got to see last Tuesday was quite impressive. Just the continuing offense that they're running through JV and up and through varsity. The kids aren't having to relearn a new set of anything. They're continuing just to hone in on their skills. So when they get to varsity, they're ready to go. And we spoke about Gavin. He's one of the products of that. He started off, in that offense. It's continued to grow and flourish in that program.
If I just read the referee sign language correctly, they told the clock operator to watch them. They were going to ease a little time off the clock. It is hot out here. You don't want these kids getting hurt or dehydrated.
Don't say it.
Just had a special guest drop by.
Yeah.
Christy Carter just stopped by. We appreciate you bringing the drinks and food up here.
Mrs. Chester Carter.
She's a big Rebel supporter there and comes out every game possible.
You need to convince her to drive the TV crew over to Southern next week.
That's what I'm trying to do, Calvin.
We need a driver.
She can take us in the van. We can sit in the back and go over some stats and,
Take a nap.
take a nap. I'm going to have to do some sweet talking on that one, Calvin.
See if we can get Chris Strength to do us a wrap. Wrap the van.
There we go.
All right. Second quarter coming up. Second and about 11 for Cornerstone on the 14, between the 14 and the 15. Nose of the ball's right at the 15.
Cornerstone takes the snaps right down the hash. Number 17 takes
wide
it.
open again.
He's going, I don't know if 21 can catch him. Oh, he gets him from behind.
Nailed him at about the 30.
That was Gavin with some speed right there.
20.
Pass is complete.
So 55-yard pass play. They've had some long pass
Tackle made
plays.
on the play by number 21.
Saving tackle by Gavin Kite there. That was
a
huge pass play.
He'll be marked down at the 26-yard line.
From the 15 to the 26.
First down, Cornerstone.
That's 35 and 25. Yep, well, right at 60 yards.
Cornerstone brings the offense to the line. Got 5 wide receivers out there. Fakes the handoff up the middle. Goes right down the hash again. Wide open again. Number 17.
Wow.
This was his drive.
Pass complete to number 17.
Thomas Kleckler.
2 plays.
Touchdown, Cornerstone.
Well, 2 plays in this quarter, and then they had 2 plays. So that's a 4-play drive. They've had a 5-play, 70-yard drive. Now they've had a 4-play, 85-yard drive.
Same play, though, Calvin.
Let's hope. You know, Southern, we mentioned earlier, Southern doesn't have a game tonight, so we hope they're at home resting, not sitting here disguised in the stands spying on us. But if they were smart, they'd have somebody over here. I bet they do have.
They're probably watching this live feed right now, Calvin.
Really big game. Well, yeah, I guess they can do that. If you folks at Southern are watching, we'll see you next week.
Kick is up, and it's good for Cornerstone.
Gets the margin back down to 18. That's 3 scores.
Is good.
Jace Bailey again on a kick.
11:15 to go.
Another
in
big
the
kick.
second quarter. Your score, your Chambers Academy Rebels 32, Cornerstone 14.
It's 11:15 left here in the second quarter. The Rebels are up 32-14. Cornerstone just scored on a pretty quick drive. 5 plays. What was that? 4 plays. Excuse me. 4 plays.
85 yards.
85 yards with 2 big pass plays right over the middle.
We will be having an alumni flag football event along with a tailgate dinner.
Which Kyle, Jackson, and Jason are making some adjustments here at halftime. Make sure that is corrected.
Yeah, they're getting open down the middle just about every play.
Well, we got Caden Smoot and Jordan Bimberg back for the kick return. Looks like Cornerstone's ready. Number 9 for them is taking the kickoff duties, Mason Collins. And he kicks it deep, too.
Wow, that's going in the end zone.
That's going for a touchback.
Yep, coming out to the 20.
And the ball will go into the end zone.
Chambers will be 80 yards away. We'll see how that works out.
Marked out at the 20.
Full Moon Friday. Seen a lot of things we typically don't see, Calvin. A lot of passing. Touchback on kickoffs. I thought it was just going to be another typical game.
Yeah. 3 yards in a cloud of dust, but I've seen a lot of receivers getting wide open tonight with both teams. Chambers had more success on the outside and Cornerstone right down the middle. See what we how we come out on this drive.
Peyton brings the offense up. Got 2 receivers out to his left.
And they took a timeout. It's their last timeout.
That's their last timeout with 11 minutes and 15 seconds left to go in the first half.
And see our junior class.
Well, he said timeout Chambers, but the officiating crew head is pointing to Cornerstone.
Sweet tea. Also, y'all have got to try those tea cakes now. Y'all thought I was joking a while ago. You owe it to yourself. If you brought yourself,
maybe we can get some clarification on that timeout.
Okay, so go over there and try them.
It was Cornerstone because as soon as Moose called it the Chambers timeout, the crew chief pointed at Cornerstone.
Oh, okay.
I don't believe we've called one.
Well, got a few minutes here. I can go over some and thank some of our advertisers out there. White Acres for all your reclaimed wood needs. Old wood barns and wood flooring. White Acres, and they also have a great wedding venue down in the Auburn-Opelika area. Glenn Smith Chevrolet. The Moose is loose. He's downstairs right now, but typically he's down at Glenn Smith making great car deals. Stop in and see him. So Peyton takes a snap. He's looking down the middle.
Wide open.
Braxton Allen over the top. And he's out to the 45-yard line in Cornerstone territory.
Pass complete to number 34, Braxton Allen.
That was a nice pitch and catch right there.
He will be across midfield.
Not sure anybody will get 100 yards rushing tonight.
Not at the rate we're going. We may have a
first down, Chambers.
300 or 400 yard passer. Peyton's quickly bringing the offense to the line. 2 wide receivers to his right, 1 to the left. Braxton lines up to his left. Calls for the snap. He's looking to his right quickly. Out to number 5, Josh Holliday. Holliday scampers up the sidelines, goes out at the 36-yard line, close to first down yardage.
To number 5, Josh Holliday.
Looks like it's going to be about.
The 40. He'll be marked out of bounds at about the 37, 38-yard line.
Not the best spot in the world, but it's going to be 2nd and 3.
I thought he got a little further than that.
I thought it was going to be 2nd and 1, but 2nd and 3 is doable.
Yep. All right, Peyton's ready for the snap. 2 wide receivers right.
That's basically when you do the hard count and get the offsides.
Yep. 2 so far. We should keep a count of that this year, Calvin.
Well, that's 3 tonight.
Is that 3 tonight?
Mm-hmm.
That's a.
I don't.
That's a stat maybe Mr. Statistician Phil Slay keeps track of.
I don't remember if we had any last week. Tuscaloosa had a couple times.
Chambers. First down.
I remember making the comment last week that Abbeville seemed to be onto that trick.
That penalty gives the Rebels a first down. Peyton's in the gun. He's looking across the middle.
Oh, nice catch. What a great catch.
What a great catch. Number 25.
Got it right on the fingertips.
Caden Smoot.
Caden Smoot.
Great catch.
He'll be marked down at the 17-yard line.
Right on his fingertips.
Yeah.
First down, Chambers.
Made Peyton look good on that play. Not that Peyton isn't good, but that was a real hurry. He had to hurry the pass. Somebody was about to come up the middle and sack him.
Peyton's ready. He's got 2 wide receivers to his left. He looks out to his left. He's going out to number 13, Benbrook. Nice catch and run for about a 3 or 4 yard gain after the catch.
Pass complete to number 13, Jordan Benbrook. He's down inside the 10. He'll be marked down at the 5-yard line. First and goal, Chambers.
I believe it's going to be at the 4.
First and goal for the Rebels here with 9:50 in the second quarter. The Rebels are threatening. Peyton Allen's got the offense up to the line. Got 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Fakes a handoff to Braxton. Passes.
Tipped that one.
Tipped at the line.
Passes deflected and falls incomplete.
Holiday was
goal, Chambers.
briefly open. He was pretty well covered by number 2 for Cornerstone, but the ball was tipped at the line.
The incomplete pass stops the clock with 9:43 here in the second. Rebels are up 32-14 against Cornerstone. They're threatening again. They're inside the 5. Peyton's looking for the snap. Hands off to Braxton, off the right side.
And
Braxton's going in.
the old-fashioned way. Touchdown, Chambers.
right off the right side.
Braxton Allen. He's in for the
Rebel touchdown.
Touchdown.
He had the defense looking to their right, and they went back to the left, and Braxton snuck in for the touchdown.
Going for 2. Might see Peyton call his own number here. We haven't seen much of that tonight. And that's what's happened.
Good call, Calvin.
Number
And
10,
he
Peyton
walks
Allen on the
in
quarterback keeper.
Untouched.
Two-point conversion is good with 9:35 to go in the second quarter. It's your
9:35 here.
Rebels
Left to go in the first half. The Rebels are up 40-14 on Cornerstone.
This is starting to be reminiscent of a game in 2013. We played Lowndes here, regular season. Actually, we're behind at halftime, but the final score was 77-48. So,
Well, at the rate we're going, it's very possible.
in case you folks at home are wondering, that is the record for points for a Chambers Rebel team. They've actually scored 77 twice. One time they beat Lakeside 77-0, and then they won that game 77-48. So way too premature to be talking about that. I understand.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
If we get a free moment of time, we're going to ask our producer, David Howard, to get a shot of this beautiful full moon.
oh, absolutely.
Shining across Torbert Field tonight. Yeah, folks, that is not a stadium light. That is the moon. That is beautiful.
I think they could turn the lights out. We could almost see the play.
Well, Peyton Allen's got the line up, and he's kicking off, and the ball goes down to about the 20-yard line. Picked up by Cornerstone there, looking for a seam. Number 2 is pushed back.
It's down about the 23. Forward progress is probably going to be the 24. He fielded it cleanly that time. Picked up about 10 more yards than he's been picking up.
Ball will be marked at the 25-yard
Thank you, David, for taking a shot of that moon.
Made by number 8, Hayden Hurst.
It's a beautiful
and
sight.
Number 13, Jordan Benbrook. First down and 10, Cornerstone from their own 24-yard line.
The offense for Cornerstone is still over on the sidelines. The officials are calling for them to take the field. Here they come trotting out. 9:25 here in the second quarter. The Rebels are up 40-14. Cornerstone's offense is ready. 3 wide receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Brings 1 wide receiver in motion. Gives the handoff to number 4.
And that's not going anywhere.
Pretty much wrapped up at the line of scrimmage by number 70.
Play will be marked back for a loss. Tackle made on the play by number 76, Gabe Brooks.
Excuse me. 76, Gabe Brooks.
I was looking for 72 as well.
They'll say no gain on the play. Second down and 10.
Second and 10 for Cornerstone. Clock's running. 8:53 here in the second. 3 wide receivers to the right for Cornerstone. Cornerstone calls for a snap. Looks out to short wide receiver.
Block in the back there. I don't think they're going to call it. But it's going to be no gain on the play.
Pass is complete on the far side. He'll be pushed out of bounds. Play will actually lose
The defensive line there is getting a little pursuit on that quarterback, and he's having to get rid of it quickly. He's not getting the time back there to look down the middle.
Down and 10, Cornerstone.
3rd and 10 here for Cornerstone. Clock's rolling.
Hey, be careful. This is when they've been the most dangerous.
Yeah.
Coach Fettner stayed on the field, on the sidelines. Well, they flushed him out.
Oh! There's a flag on the play there.
Yeah, the tackle was made right where the flag was, but the flag was there first, so I don't know what we're going to have.
Got a flag on the play.
I think that was a K. Tarver on the tackle out
Tackle
there.
made by number 30, K. Torbert.
Talking to the Cornerstone staff, so it's apparently on Chambers. Came out early. It almost had to have been an encroachment foul of some type.
He looked like by himself over there. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Here's the call.
False start, offense,
Oh.
5 men in the backfield, 5-yard penalty.
Well, so they were just telling the coach what was wrong with the formation.
5-yard penalty going to be marked off.
That's something we've seen quite a few
Cornerstone.
of actually this year. They've been on Chambers. Has been some formation penalties.
And that
Third
negated
down,
the play.
15.
You wonder why Chambers did not decline that and get the ball on 4th down. That kind of penalty negates the play. So
3rd and 15. Cornerstone calls the snap. The quarterback's flushed out to his left. He's looking for some running room. Trying to find a wide receiver. Oh, he throws it
oh
behind
my
him.
goodness,
Jake Higgins.
poor Jake. He said 2 of them hit him right in the chest.
Pass
At
nearly
least he knocked the
intercepted.
ball down because
Yeah.
there was a wide receiver right behind him
Jake Higgins.
that could have made the play. So good job, Jake, on the
Ball falls
defensive
incomplete.
play
Brings
there.
up 4th down and
Yeah,
15.
especially on 3rd down. Bring up a punting situation.
4th and 15 for Cornerstone. 7:28 left to go in the second quarter. The Rebels are up 40-14 right now.
You talk about negating a play with a penalty. Try to tell that kid that got waxed by K. Torbert that play was negated.
Yeah.
I think he's probably still feeling that hit. Chargers late getting some personnel on the field.
Play clock's
And
good.
they're going to run out of time. They don't have any timeouts left.
They're going to have to take a 5-yard.
Yeah, they don't have any timeouts left. That's the bad thing about using your timeouts.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, 10 spot.
All they could do was stand there.
Delay of game call against Cornerstone. 5-yard mark off. Brings up 4th down and 20.
We got Gavin Kite and it looks like Josh Holliday back deep for the kick return for the Rebels once Cornerstone gets situated. And the kick is off. Line drive kick down the right side. Oh, it's
Out
out.
of bounds.
Not much on that one. That's a
Right
pretty
where-
generous spot.
Right where the first down marker was.
That went out of actual
They
defense.
marked out of bounds at the
It
33-yard line.
was 4th and 20,
1st down, Chambers.
so that was a 20-yard punt because he stepped out, marked it right where the chain was. All the down linemen had to do was walk from one end of the chain to the other. The chain crew stayed right where they were.
Yeah, Lamar enjoyed that one.
Yeah. And JoJo's going in at quarterback.
All right, with 7 minutes and 18 seconds left to go in the
Wow.
first half. JoJo Hendricks in at quarterback for the Rebels. He's got 2 wide receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Who's lined up beside him? Oh, his knees down. Number 13 falls on it. Jordan Bimbrook was in the backfield. Rebels recovered the bobble snap. That'll bring up 2nd down and
Play
15.
will lose 4 yards. Brings up 2nd down and
Even
14.
though he bobbled it, he was able to get it to his running back. The problem was the running back had stumbled to try to recover the fumble as well. So that play just was doomed from the start. So here we go.
Watch out for Josh Holliday down here on the far wide receiver. JoJo takes the snap, hands off to Bimbrook. Oh, he breaks 1 tackle. He's getting out.
He got a
Oh,
stiff
nice.
arm. Nice stiff arm.
Moving out to the 23-yard line, close to 1st down.
And up goes to
I
number
believe
13, Jordan Bimbrook.
I believe the last surge he got the first down.
Inside the 25.
Didn't give up on that one. I thought he was caught in the backfield here, but he continued on through that and pushed on, and
It's going to be a first down. Yeah.
First
moving him on down. 1st down,
Chambers.
Rebels.
Wow, there's another great crowd here tonight, Justin. Hardly an empty seat.
Timeout. It's like a hydration timeout.
Yep, heat timeout.
Yeah, that's something, Calvin, you know, always a good atmosphere, great food at the Rebel Grill, one of the best concession stands around. I just had a cheeseburger down there from earlier, one of the better ones I had in a while.
Moose was just bragging on the tea cakes. I don't know of many concession stands that serve tea cakes.
No, we got boiled peanuts down here, and whatever, red velvet cake, some games.
Like Friday night supper at Grandma's having the tea cakes.
Yeah.
One set of tickets will have 6 tickets in it. The other one will have 2 tickets in it. They're only $5 a chance, so y'all make your way over there.
Another beautiful shot of that moon out there. That is beautiful. Friday the 13th, full moon. Hope nobody's superstitious. Well, we got a few minutes there. I was going to finish thanking our sponsors out there, scoreboard sponsors and sponsors for Chambers football. Thompson Carriers for all your dirt and rock hauling needs. Make sure you call Thompson Carriers. They'll be able to help you out. And I'd like to thank Orthopedic Clinic down there in the Auburn-Opelika area, helping our boys recover from any nicks and bruises they get on Friday nights. But we're back to play. JoJo's still out there at quarterback. He's got 2 wide receivers to his right. He looks quickly to his right. Passes a little high for Holiday. Incomplete. Stops the clock with 5 minutes and 44 seconds left. 2nd down and 10 for the Rebels.
Pass intended for number 5, Josh Holiday.
It's one of the few times I think JoJo's been called upon to attempt a pass. He typically comes in to try to finish the game off by running the ball. And he immediately owned that, said he threw it too high. That was on him.
Well, he's ready to go again. 2 receivers to his right. Calls the snap. Takes the ball.
Well,
nice move. Gets wrapped up, though, at the line of scrimmage by number 3.
Number 2, JoJo Hendricks on the
That's John Wall for Cornerstone on the stop for no gain.
He's about 1 tackle away from a first down, but the young man held on to him.
JoJo made a good move in the backfield to make that first defender miss, but got wrapped up at the line of scrimmage.
Well, let's see.
Tackle made on the play by number 3, John Wall.
It's 3rd and 11. 4-down territory.
The clock is moving. We're about going to be under 5 minutes here. JoJo calls the snap. He rolls out to his right, looks deep down the right side. Oh, picked off by number 4. For Cornerstone, that is Kyler Simmons on the interception.
It's an old football adage, Chester, that 3 things can happen when you throw the ball, and 2 of them are bad. And we just saw, for the 3rd time tonight, an interception by Cornerstone.
Down at the 20-yard line, 1st down and 10, Cornerstone.
Still got first-string defense in. Except for Darden, I don't know that I've seen Darden go back in since
he's standing over here on the sidelines. He looks
the leg
okay.
Injury. He looks fine, but they're probably going to hold him out.
.450 here left to go in the 2nd quarter. Chambers is up 40-14. Cornerstone just picked off a pass, and they're setting up their offense at the 25-yard line. They're in the gun. Motion all over that line.
I don't know what was going on there, but that was a busted play from the beginning.
Helmet came off quarterback, number 15, it looks like. He's going to have to step out for a play. It was Lane Bailey.
They've got another quarterback because they've used a couple.
2nd down 11 for Cornerstone. 4:27 enrolling here in the 2nd.
No timeouts for Cornerstone, so they got to
That play clock is running. And
get the replacement on in there.
number 17, it looks like, Thomas Kleckler is going to be taking the four. Kyler Simmons, he was the guy who just picked off the play. Big tackle and sniffed that play out right up the middle. That was going nowhere.
Over the right side.
It's like Gabe Brooks again.
On the play by number 76, Gabe Brooks.
Quarterback back in for Cornerstone.
3rd down and 9.
3rd and 9 for Cornerstone. I think they realize that going up the middle is not going to get much. There's not much running room up the middle against the Rebels, so they're going to be moving outside.
Needs to find number 17.
Number 15 down the middle, overthrew his receiver for an incomplete pass, stops the clock with 3:23.
That 17 double covered down there. I guess they've learned their lesson about letting him get a loose.
Brings up 4th down and 9.
4th and 9 for Cornerstone. Their punter comes in, number 9, Mason Collins. Collins gets a kickoff. It's a line driver. Bounce takes a Cornerstone bounce down to about the 35-yard line where it's picked up. Is that number 8?
Yeah, Hayden Hurst.
Hayden Hurst on the return.
Picked it up off of his shoe tops and never quite got it loose from gravity. He had to been way over to pick that ball up.
Chambers.
Got a nice return for what he was able to overcome.
Got about 7 yards on that. That wasn't bad at all.
Nope.
Rebels will start off at the 43, 42-yard line. 1st and 10. About 2:23 left to go here in the first half. What do you got coming up at halftime, Calvin, with your reunion?
Well, we got the class of 79, and we had hoped to have some from 74, but unless they came in after we left the original gathering spot in the lunchroom, we got several here from 79 celebrating their 40th anniversary.
And now it goes to number 30, Cade Tarver.
Cade Tarver up the middle for about a 7-yard gain.
He's out to midfield.
Well, that's good, Calvin. I think that reunion is a very good thing you guys do to bring everybody back. And
yeah, they always enjoy it.
Yeah.
And there's always somebody that comes that says, I hadn't been back here since I graduated. So even tonight there was one that said that. So it's good to come back to Chambers every 40 years or so, whether you need to or not.
JoJo brings the offense to the line. Play clock is rolling. We're under 20 seconds on the play clock. He's looking to the sidelines for the call. One receiver out to his left. Gavin's lined up right behind him. Or excuse me, Tarver and takes the snap, and that's enough for a first down.
It's going to be a first down.
Number 30, Cade Tarver on the carry.
Out to the 46-yard line, excuse me.
At the 46-yard line.
Moving the chains.
First down, Chambers.
Clock stopped about 1 second. They are sort of moving the time along a little bit now. Coach Allen's also letting some time run off the clock here right at the end of the first half. Cornerstone will get the ball on the second half kick.
I think I was just updated by David, the producer here, that we missed the 50-yard line, Calvin.
Well, we'll get it. We still got a half to go.
JoJo hands off to number 13, Jordan Benbrook, still on his feet. Pulls over the line for about a 4-yard gain.
He's down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line.
I believe we may go to the half.
Yeah, it looks like we will.
Second down, Chambers.
Unless he wants to let JoJo get a quick snap here just to
7 yards to go.
Give him a little experience at clock management.
He might go deep. You never know.
Well, we did that last week. Snapped it with 1.3 seconds left after I was already saying we were going to the half. but I believe we are going to go to the half this time.
Winds down.
Yep.
Well, after 2 quarters of play, the Rebels are up 40-14 on Cornerstone.
Academy Rebels 40.
It's been a interesting
14.
first half. A lot of passing, a couple turnovers here on each side. Trying some new different things out there, but a overall entertaining first half. So sit back and we'll watch some halftime activities with the cheerleaders and the Rebel reunion.
Yep. And we remind you again that because we've not quite sorted out copyright issues, that you will not hear any music at halftime, but you can watch the talented young ladies perform, and then hopefully you'll be able to recognize some of the folks that show up for the reunion. They've been out here 40 years, but they still look mighty good. So we will see you all at the beginning of the third quarter.
All right.
UCA All-American, Bailey Allen. Kendall Torbert. Alyssa Sorrells. Camden Oliver. UCA All-American, Abby Morgan. UCA All-American, Shelly Keebler. UCA All-American, Lizzie Keebler. Your co-captain, Brandolyn Rombacus. And our captain and AISA All-Star, Miss Macy Harmon.
Teddy Smith, Kenny White Hester, Barry Andrews, and Terry King Talley. This class tonight would like to extend special recognition to 3 class members who have passed away, and 3 balloons will be released in their honor and in their memory. That would be Lon Torbert, David Garinger, and David Flynn. Ladies and gentlemen, the Chambers Academy class of 1979. And that concludes our halftime festivities. You've got about 9 minutes to visit our concession stand. We hope you'll do that. We're going to draw a ticket here. Luce usually does that, but I'm going to do that. We got 2 ticket numbers. These are for cakes. First cake ticket, number 184400.
All right, we are back live here at Torbert Field on the campus of Chambers Academy in Lafayette, Alabama. With 1 minute and 45 seconds left at halftime, your score is Chambers Academy 40, Cornerstone 14. This is Chambers' first region game of the year. It's been, you would look at the score and think it had been all Chambers. Actually, there have been some times in the first half where Cornerstone had some really strong offensive drives. Chambers has had 3 turnovers, all by interception. So closer really than the score might indicate. That's an old football adage, I understand, but it started out, Chambers won the toss, took the ball, turned it over almost immediately. Cornerstone drove down, missed a field goal. Chambers came back, drove down the field, turned it over again. That was on a tip ball that went for an interception. Cornerstone promptly fumbled it back, and Chambers scored. Chambers scored several times by way of either runs by Braxton Allen, once on a long touchdown pass from Peyton Allen to Caden Smoot. I believe that was 45 yards that occurred one play after a safety where Brody Smoot sacked the Cornerstone quarterback in the end zone for a safety. So Chambers has had one safety, a number of touchdowns. Every time they've gone for 2, they've made it. They did miss 1 extra point. Cornerstone has scored twice and got both extra points. They appear to have an excellent place kicker. So that's kind of where we're up 40-14. It will be Cornerstone ball to start the third quarter in about 13 seconds. And Chester, not such a bad first half. I was just telling folks at home the score would indicate it had been kind of a blowout, but both teams have moved the ball quite well.
Yeah. It has been, score is a little deceiving. That first quarter, Cornerstone came out and had 2 turnovers, 2 interceptions, which kept them in the game there early. And then the Rebels came out with a little bit of passing of their own.
Yeah. Been a lot of passes thrown tonight, more than we've had. We've gotten used to the Rebels having that grinded out running game, running that wing T offense. And Coach Allen's been wanting to open up the passing game a little bit. And he's definitely taking advantage of that tonight. We probably had only maybe half a dozen running plays. When we have run the ball, we've made yardage, and sometimes big chunks of yardage. But the passing game he's trying to work on. And they've extended halftime by a couple of minutes because of the heat. So we'll talk about where we head from here. It was 32-7 at the end of 1, so that second quarter went pretty quick. It was 8-7. Chambers won the second quarter, but not nearly by the margin they won the first quarter. Very long, quick 4-play touchdown drive. I think we said it was 85 yards for Cornerstone in the second quarter. Not too long after they'd had a 5-play, 70-yard touchdown drive. So they've had 2 long, quick touchdown drives. Chambers has been more time-consuming, even with passes. The passes have been short, safe, 8, 9, 10-yard passes for first downs, and that's kind of where we are.
Yeah, if they, Cornerstone can get those wide receivers behind our secondary, it's off to the races with them. So the coach has probably made some adjustments back there at halftime, and
looks like Pollard's going to kick off. Again, we talked about Pollard in the first half. Looks like he might be trying to work on earning himself a kicking position.
Well, he's got the leg, that's for sure. We'll be honing that in for accuracy. He's a sophomore, so.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, Cornerstone's got some great kickers on their team. So.
Yeah, their kicker, in a lot of respects, has kept them in the game. He attempted a 51-yard field goal.
And he wasn't far off.
Right. On their first drive, had it been maybe 5 yards closer, I think he might have been good. But
that's an amazing art, field goal kicking.
I've never understood it.
Me neither.
Especially the way they kick soccer style. The old straightaway kickers like George Blanda and back when you and I were kids, you could at least kind of see how that could work. But
back when I was a kid.
Well, maybe when I was.
That's all right. There was a few back in my day.
The last straightaway kicker at Auburn University was a graduate of Chambers Academy. His name's Neil Reynolds.
He starts the second half.
He was the last non-soccer style kicker at Auburn University.
For the Rebels, number 64, Jeremy Pollard.
Jeremy Pollard's
Let's see
bringing
what kind of leg he's got.
the guys to the line for the kickoff. Cornerstone will receive the ball here in the second half. See what he's got.
Not so bad.
Not bad, not bad. Down to the 15-yard line, out to the 30. Wrapped up around the 35-yard line for Cornerstone. Will start the second half.
Returned out to about the 34, 35-yard line.
It's like the first-string offense is going to go back in for at least one drive. I take that back. It's not Chambers' ball. It's the first-string defense. My brain knew what it meant, but my mouth just didn't cooperate. First-string defense goes back in for the Rebels for at least one series.
That's okay. It's Friday the 13th.
Yeah. Well,
remind everyone to find a Booster Club member and buy your chances on our gun drawing. 30 guns in 30 days. $25 each or $5.
Looks like Cornerstone's bringing out the same formation they've pretty much ran all game with the 3 wide outs to the right, 2 to the left. Quarterback's in the gun. There we go.
And we have a flag on the play.
Looks like the play clock ran out.
Yeah, it was at 1 when they blew the whistle, so not too sure what's going on.
Offense on 5-yard penalty.
A little motion on the offensive line there for Cornerstone.
Yeah,
First and
First
15.
down and 15.
got that quick strike offense, and sometimes they get in a little bit of a hurry, and the play clock running down, I think, probably influenced that as well. And Smoot's going to get him for about
Sack on
Another
the
5-yard
play
loss.
by number 16, Brody Smoot.
yeah, that's right, because they had a 5-yard penalty.
Ball will be
What about
brought back
Brody's
at
third
the
sack of the evening?
26-yard line.
At least. We'll have to
Yeah,
get
plus a safety.
Yeah, we're going to have to get with
Second
Phil
down, 19.
Slay, our statistician, as we get into the fourth quarter to see what some of these stats are looking like, so we can identify the players of the game. The Cornerstone brings the offense to the line. They got 3 wide receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Quarterback calls for the snap. He's looking down to his left.
Got him again. Oh, no, he slipped his.
Slips out, throws it right across the middle. Ooh, tipped up and just out of the reach of number 17 for Cornerstone.
Yeah, 17's been a thorn in the Rebel side all night.
Incomplete. Bring
Thomas Kleckler.
He finds a way to get open.
Yes, he's broken free for some pretty large gains against the Rebel defense this evening.
Charger quarterback did a great job that time avoiding the sack. Brody Smoot was all over him, and he put a little spin move on him. Brody sort of slid off the back, and before he could get back up and tackle him, he had got the pass away.
We got 3rd and 19 here.
It's like Smoot's loading up again to get in there.
3 wide receivers stacked on the right
there he
side.
goes. Well, got him out of the play that
Quarterback sneaks out of the way, goes down across the middle, throws it up, and intercepted by the Rebels by number 15.
time. It's 25.
25, excuse me.
It's going to be Caden Smoot.
Caden Smoot down deep
Pass is
into
intercepted by number 25.
Cornerstone territory.
Smoot.
Had one Smoot
He returns
hurry the play, and the other one cleaned it up by the
to
interception.
the 21-yard line.
Smoot twins are seniors. They've been here about 5 years. Great kids, both of them.
Made a huge impact on the program.
Right.
That's teamwork. You can't define any better than that. The brothers in there mixing up in the backfield, and the other one came up with the interception. That sets the Rebels up in great field position, Calvin. First down and 10 from the 21-yard line. 10:41. The Rebels are up 40-14. Peyton Allen's back in at quarterback. 2 wide receivers to his right. Braxton Allen lines up to his right. Fakes the handoff to Braxton. Peyton's looking down the middle, looking towards number 12 off the fingertips of number 12.
He's on down the line. I had a hard time finding him earlier. That's Keel, Luke Keel.
Luke Keel.
He's listed on our roster as number 50, and then it's slashed and it says 12 right beside it. So
there's a reason for that. I don't know what it is, but we'll maybe ask somebody and figure out what that is.
yeah, apparently he changed numbers at some point in time.
Just for certain games. It could be a decoy.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Depends on which jersey, maybe.
Peyton's looking downfield again, looking to his left, looks out there to number 12 again. Hey, Luke Keel.
He's going to go in, too. Touchdown.
He's in there. Touchdown, Rebels.
Yeah, made the catch and turned around. He would not be denied.
Peyton Allen had his eyes on him the entire time. So number 12, Luke Keel.
He's a junior. So he and Peyton will be back next year. Maybe they'll be able to team up some more.
They've got him listed at 5'10", 275.
And Pollard's going to go for the extra point again.
Good to see all these different young men contributing to this program and this game. Kick is up.
Not the best snap in the world, but I think it's good.
It looks good. All right.
And the extra point is good by number 64, Jeremy Pollard.
Kicking coach Terry Daniels got to be proud of that.
21 to go in the third quarter.
That brings the score now, the Rebels 47, Cornerstone 14.
Cornerstone 14.
We got 10 minutes and 21 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. Rebels took the ball down the field, had no problems really getting in for the score. Peyton eyed up a nice couple passes there to Luke Keel for the touchdown.
Yeah.
Let's see who's going to be doing the kickoff. Mr. Pollard again.
Got to be Pollard.
Last time he got it down to about the 15. Let's see if he can beat that one.
I would dare guess another person glad to see Jeremy Pollard kicking is Peyton Allen. Peyton's kind of a do-it-all type young man. Quarterbacks, plays defense and kicks, but
kick returns.
I suspect he doesn't object to giving the kicking duties up.
Nah, he's got to be worn out. So Pollard's with the kick. Kick is up, and he pumps it down there to about the 20-yard line where it's picked up. Corralled up by the Rebels.
Yeah, wow.
At the 25-yard line. Good coverage on the kickoff.
Cornerstone returns the kick out to the 27-yard line. Tackle made by a host of Rebels. First down and 10, Cornerstone.
Kind of a mixture now of first and second string on defense. A few second stringers are in for Chambers, including 14, Gunnar Johnson.
Cornerstone's pass goes incomplete. Brings up second
Oh,
down
that
and
pass
10.
was broken up by number 24 for Chambers across the middle there. Bring up second down and 10. We're under 10 minutes here in the third quarter. Rebels are up 47-14. Second down and 10 for Cornerstone. Quarterback's in the gun, costs the snap, rolls out to his left, looking downfield.
Well, 17 was there, but wasn't quite on the route that the quarterback was looking for.
That's a hard throw across the body going and running that direction over there to his left.
For number 17, Thomas Kleckler falls incomplete.
Number 1, Corbin Piper was
Brings up third down and
guarding
10,
him.
Cornerstone.
Corbin's a sophomore.
Third down and 10 for Cornerstone. 9:50 here in the third quarter. Quarterback passes out to his.
Tried
wrapped up in the
that same back.
Ball's
Oh, there goes the ball.
Ball is loose. Picked up by number 9.
I think they're going to call him down.
Braxton
'Cause
Yerda.
Nobody ran toward the end zone with the runner, so he's going to call him down, but I do think it's going to be Chambers' ball.
They're going to say he was down.
Well, maybe not. Okay, it's going to be fourth down.
Tackle made by number 18, Rodney Cook.
We'll see
Let's
what the
step over and
replay
see what
is.
David's got here.
Play's going to lose about 10 yards. Fourth
Wow.
down and 20.
Maybe a bad angle for the refs there. But it's going to be fourth down for Cornerstone at the 24-yard line. It's going to be 4th and 20. Punting team comes on for Cornerstone.
Can't get them all right. At least the Rebels will have the ball.
Getting their personnel corrected for Cornerstone. Takes a snap. Decent kick. Takes the Cornerstone bounce. Picked up at the 45. Braxton Yurt is getting loose. He's not going down the right side of the field. He's got one guy to beat in the corner. He's getting down. He makes a cut back toward the middle.
Almost
and
made
he's
it.
tackled short of the goal line at about the 3-4.
Number 9, Braxton.
That would have been poetic justice if he'd scored because he was the one that picked the fumble up and ran it in.
He'll
But
be marked down inside the 10.
he'll
They
have
got him
other
down.
opportunities.
Yep, they got him down at the
Chambers.
5-yard line, Calvin.
Braxton's actually a freshman.
Yes, he is. 5'9", 165 freshman.
And JoJo will go back in at quarterback. Along with Gunnar Johnson, got a pretty much almost all second string offense now. JoJo trying to get some folks lined up. Don't believe we had enough out there. Guess you can play with 10, you just can't play with 12.
That's right. They got him out there, and they're ready to get it going. JoJo takes the snap, hands off to number 13, Braxton.
No, that's
that's,
Benbrook.
Handoff goes
Yeah,
to number
Jordan
13,
Benbrook.
Jordan Benbrook in the two-point conversion.
No, that's
second down here.
Yeah,
Second down and goal, Chambers.
Moose thought they were going for 2, but the ball was in about the right place for a two-point conversion, but you got to get the 6 up there first.
Yeah, I think we're all thinking that last one should have been
Yeah.
a touchdown, but that's all right.
All right. Second and goal right at the 10.
JoJo's looking sidelines to the play. Breaks the huddle.
Somebody just turned their headlights on over there. That wasn't best timing in the world.
Brings the guys to the line. Got play clock has expired, it appears.
Nope, got a timeout first.
Timeout, Chambers Academy.
Maybe those folks with their lights on will be able
They
to.
just probably know it's
Yeah, now you turned them off.
Hamburgers, cheeseburgers, chicken fingers, French fries, all kinds of stuff up here at the Rebel Grill. So be sure to make your way up here. Still got plenty of good food, so don't leave here hungry.
And Calvin, I'm working on that ride over to next week over to Greensboro. I already mentioned it to Miss Christie, and we'll see if she can accommodate us.
Sounds good. Sounds good to me.
That'll be my project for the week.
There you go.
You said it's about 65 miles, you said?
Now I Googled it today. It's 187.
It's going to,
But you can tell Christie's 165. That's
Okay,
fine.
I'm about a 3.5-hour trip one way.
Probably. There are a couple of ways to get there, but it looked like going through Montgomery and Selma was the
Yep.
better road.
Come up through Uniontown.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, there'll probably be a nice convoy of Rebel fans heading that way. We usually
we hope
travel
to-
quite well.
Hope to take a big crowd. Got a very important game. We'll talk about that later on in this game. But next week's game's got a lot of playoff ramifications to it.
And we do appreciate all the Rebel fans out there that do travel to away games and support these student athletes.
Coming out of the timeout, second
Extremely
down,
important, and
Chambers.
just want to thank you all for coming out this evening as well. Another great crowd here at Torbert Field to watch the Rebels play. JoJo's under center. We're ready for some football. Takes a snap, hands off to Jordan Benbrook.
Gets back to the original line of scrimmage.
And we're going to mark him down about the 5-yard line.
Handoff goes to number 13, Jordan Benbrook. He's down. He'll be marked down at about the
Third down and goal.
line. Third and goal, Chambers.
With 6:07 here in the third. The Rebels are up 47-14. Threatening again. JoJo's under center. Takes a snap. Hands up the middle.
Isaac Gardner that time.
Isaac Gardner on the carry. It's 4th and goal.
Got to about the 2, maybe the 3.
We're going to bring in our new field goal kicker. Or?
Why not?
He'll be marked down at the 3. 4th down and goal.
No, they're going to leave the offense in. Sure, Coach Allen wants his kids to have a full flavor of a offensive drive. And I think he's going to make it. Yep, touchdown. Touchdown, Jordan Benbrook.
Jordan Benbrook on the carry.
He's in for the Rebel touchdown.
We cracked the 50-point mark here with 5:07 left here in the third.
Pollard in for the kick.
Number 64, Jeremy Pollard, on for the extra point.
Pollard's looking for the snap. Places down. It's up.
Ooh.
Oh, I think it might have been blocked at the line.
Well, didn't get the best snap in the
And the
world.
extra point is no good. With 4:50 to go in the third
Snap kind of rolled back to the holder, and
Academy Rebels.
he got it up quick as he could. But you know that
Cornerstone
kicking, they tell me, is all about timing. If you start your kicking move and the ball's not on the tee, you got to do that stutter, and that's kind of what happened. So we got 4.5 minutes left in the third quarter. It is 53-14, and the clock seems to be running nonstop at this point. So we should be about 16 minutes away from putting this one on the W side.
And this group of seniors is going for, correct me if I'm wrong, 38-game regular season winning streak, right? Correct, Calvin?
Yes. Had to look at my cheat sheet, but that's right. And it'll be 28 in a row at home.
Back to receive the kick for Cornerstone.
I think Pollard has become our kickoff specialist.
Wall.
Congratulations to him.
Kicking off of the Rebels, number 64, Jeremy Pollard.
Well,
Need a little help with the headlights across the way, please.
yeah, I appreciate him saying that. Those lights keep coming on over there. Turn them off one time, now they're back on.
Pollard with the kick. Down to about, calls for a fair catch at the 30. So Cornerstone will take over, first and 10 at the 30.
Number 17, Thomas Kleckler.
Clock's rolling. We're under 3 minutes here in the third.
The ball will be
Rebels are up 53-14.
Cornerstone.
Can't remember last year. I think I said it was 57-7, so getting kind of close to where we were last year with these guys.
Cornerstone brings the offense out.
Remind me a little later, I'll tell you a historical tidbit about a backup kicker in a Chambers Cornerstone game.
We'll be looking forward to that. Quarterback gets flushed out to his left for Cornerstone.
Nice. Whoa.
He takes a slide down to avoid the big hit.
Had good timing on the rush there by Gardner.
Yep.
Timed the snap just right.
Quarterback keeper around left end. Go for no gain. 2nd down and 10.
Got quite a few sophomores out there getting some playing time this evening, which is good to see.
Number 56, Hunter Knox. Number 58,
Cornerstone
Nick
brings the
Ford.
offense up to the line. 3 wide receivers to the right. Quarterback calls to the snap.
Well,
He looks down.
I think they're going to let that one go by, but we got a sack by number 58.
58. Nick Ford.
And speaking of which, number
Nice
58,
job.
Nick Ford.
Sophomore
in
Nick
sack.
Ford comes in.
Also into the game, number 59, Wyatt Kane.
Wood chop in for Chambers.
Number 14,
Yeah.
Gunnar Johnson. Number 9, Braxton Yerda. Number 11, Isaac Gardner.
Those of you that watched the Rebel News
Number
last
18,
year
Rodney Cook.
that Coach Allen would put together
Number
every day. Remember
24,
Woodchop's
Ashton
weather report?
Chambers.
Yeah. He could get something done,
Yeah.
you know.
Well,
Ball gets
a bad
loose.
snap, and he's going to fall on it.
Number
It's
50.
going to be 4th and forever. And I believe we're going to go to the 4th quarter before we.
Also in the game, number 4, Zach Bilsma. And number 1, Corbin Piper.
All these young men getting their names called out.
Loss on the play brings
So
up
mom
4th
and
down.
dad can be proud. And we got 10 seconds. I don't know if they're going to punt this or not. I think they're going to go to the 4th quarter. Yeah, they're heading to the sidelines. We're going to do the punt in the 4th quarter.
Starting off the 4th quarter.
And that'll be the end of the 3rd quarter with your score. Your Chambers Academy Rebels 53, Cornerstone 14.
The Rebels are up 53-14 against Cornerstone. Got 12 minutes, the last quarter of the game here. I'd like to remind folks around the Lafayette area that we do have a nice giveaway going and promotion going on. 30 guns in 30 days. Is that correct, David? See one of your board members or anybody here in at the Chambers Academy here to get your chance to win throughout the month of November. We'll be drawing names and get your chance to win some nice, are they all rifles, David? All rifles that will be going, all the money goes towards the great fundraiser here for Chambers Academy. So it's 30 guns in 30 days in November. So when you're around campus or you're out in town, you see one of our board members or someone affiliated with the school, ask them for a ticket and your chance to win.
Rafe Daniel.
Told you I was going to tell you give you a little history lesson. Let's talk about that real quick for this punt.
Okay.
We talked about how these teams usually don't play very close games. Well, back in 2008, they played one about as close as you could play up in Harpersville. The score was tied 28-28, and we actually had a pretty good kicker that year. He was, I believe he was a sophomore. His name was Ben Hadaway. Well, Ben was in like anybody else is on offense and defense as well, and he got hurt. And it's a lower leg injury, best I remember. So we got down, had 2nd and 3rd goal, about 2 seconds left on the clock. And a young man named Ryan Smith came in. Ryan, I believe, was a senior. And he was an old straightaway kicker. So they snapped it back, he kicked it, and it went through. And we won by a field goal, 31-28. So backup kicker carried that game in 2008 up in I think I said Harpersville, up in Columbiana. So a little history there. Ryan Smith, if you're listening, we remember. that field goal you kicked, I'm sure you do too, back in 2008 to beat Cornerstone.
Punter calls for the snap. Gets the punt off. Great punt. Down to about the, flips it back
Throws it back to Piper.
Cuts across the field, gets pulled down at the 49-yard line by number 2 for
Corbin Piper.
Cornerstone. That was Bryant
He'll be
Talbot.
marked down at midfield.
Well, Dr. Crowder, we missed one in the first half.
Down, Chambers.
But a shout out to Dr. John Crowder because the ball is on the 50-yard line.
He gave it to us on the 50.
Yeah. So that's twice it happened in this game. He always said it happened at least one time a
Checking
game.
in for the Rebels.
I went down at halftime to do the halftime, my part of the halftime, and he got on to me for not saying anything about it. So we made up for it, Dr.
Also
Crowder.
checking in for the Rebels, number 74.
Well, that means he must be
Ryan
listening to us.
Smith.
That's good stuff. Well, JoJo Hendricks is in at quarterback for the Rebels. Drops the ball. He recovers quickly. One yard loss down to the 49. It'd be second down and 11. The ball's given off to number 11, Isaac
Number
Gardner.
11, Isaac Gardner
Up the
on
middle.
carry. He takes the ball across midfield down to the 48-yard line. Play picks up about 4 yards, brings up third down.
4-yard pickup, third down and about 8 for the Rebels.
At this running clock, we need to start thinking about our players of the game, don't we?
Yeah, probably need to touch base with Phil, statistician, see what we got going on. If you give me a second,
Yeah, you work on that. I'll cover for you. 3rd and 8 for the Rebels. Hendricks still in at quarterback, of course. Second string offense. Whoa. Well, didn't get the first down, but we got a big old face mask penalty.
And getting the carry, number 3, Kyle Ham.
Kyle Ham was on the carry. He tried to go around right end and got him right by the face mask, right in front of the officials. Got 3 flags down there. I think they all saw that happen. So that's going to give Chambers a first down.
Face mask against Cornerstone. After the march off, the ball will be marked down at the 34-yard line. First down, Chambers.
Kyle Ham's dad, Kenneth, was a quarterback on the first Chambers team that ever played for a state championship back in 1996. That was back in the days when you played home and home based on your record, so we had to go down to Dixie down in Louisville to play that game. Close game throughout, ended up losing it, I think it was 20-6. But Kyle's dad was quarterback. It's a nice cut by number 24. And Chester's got my numbers.
24, Ashton Chambers on the carry.
Ashton Chambers, according to the call by Moose Map out of the press box.
Play picks up about 6 yards.
Gain of 6 for
Second
Chambers.
down and 4.
By Chambers. Guess that young man feels pretty special. He's got his name on the front of his uniform.
The bass fishing team here at Chambers Academy will hold their first meeting at Monday night at 5:45 Central here at the school.
And Gardner's loose. He's going to be down to about the 11. First down by Isaac Gardner.
On the carry. He'll be down inside the 15, marked down at the 12.
They're going to show him down at the
First
12.
down, Chambers.
That's what I was thinking. All right, here we go. Hendricks brings the team to the line. 12-yard line, 1st and 10. A little more than half of the fourth quarter left to go. Hands off to Yerta. And Yerta is going to be down inside
Number
the
9,
5.
Braxton Yerter on
Down
the
to
carry.
maybe the 2. That's going to be
He's down
probably
inside
a
the
first
5
down.
to about the 2-yard line.
1st and goal, Chambers.
1st and goal, Chambers.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Well, we're under 6 minutes here in the fourth quarter. We've got a timeout on the field.
And we have a heat timeout on the field. I'm being told all burgers are half price at the Rebel Grill. And that's a deal. Check it out for real.
I think I'm going to stop and grab me a couple burgers for the ride home there. They're so good, Calvin.
I have sent our transmission down to cheer coach Emily Milford, who helps us get our players of the game together. Until I get confirmation for her, we won't talk about who they're going to be.
Okay.
But it's 1st and goal, Chambers. 5:58 left in the contest. And the clock has started running again for some reason, even though we had the heat timeout. I believe the crew chief told them to wind it. So we are going to be around 5 minutes when this ball is snapped.
It sure has been a hot evening out here. It's still got to be in the mid-80s out here.
I think I see Emily checking her phone.
Yeah, once we get confirmation, we'll let everyone know who is going to be stepping into the media room after the game.
Well, she had the question. Hold on a second.
JoJo's under center. He takes the snap, hands off to
Kyle
number
Hand.
3.
I believe that's Kyle Hand.
That is Kyle Hand.
And he's in for a touchdown.
Kyle Hand. And he's
Nice
in for
job.
a touchdown.
Kyle Hand is in
Kyle
8th
is in
grade.
the 8th grade. Congratulations, Kyle. I know your dad's proud. Kyle's granddad and great-granddad were the owners of Buffett's son for a number of years. His grandmother's here in the stands tonight, and I'm sure his Aunt Phyllis is too. And he just got a touchdown.
Big confidence booster for these kids when they get in there.
Some great blocking, too. You were talking about blocking earlier, but it just seemed like the blocking kept on coming up from the lower grades.
Pollard comes in
That
for the
looks
kick.
like it might have gone through.
Well,
Well,
they're saying it was off to the left a
I guess it
bit.
didn't look like it to them.
In for the extra point, number 64.
Well,
Jeremy
darn, I
Pollard.
just thought through we're going to have 60.
The extra point is no good. With 3:35 to go in the game, it's your turn to the
Okay, we have confirmation from our cheer coach. So our defensive player of the game is Brody Smoot. Our offensive player of the game is his brother Caden Smoot. So we'll have the Smoot twins on for you after the game. Caden also had an interception, so you could mention his name defensively, but
Look around your immediate area. And if you see some
we'll talk about their stats and have a conversation with them. Brody will be our first repeat winner. He was our defensive player of the game with Lee Scott.
Yeah, he's been in the backfield all evening long, disrupting that
Right.
the passing attack.
And we are under 3 minutes. These running clocks, I tell you, they're just. You look up 1 minute, there's 8 minutes left, then you look up and there's 3. It's hard to argue with a running clock. I mean, that really helps both teams because you reach the point where if you're ahead by a lot, you kind of hate to keep on running your offense and you start trying to figure ways to slow down, and that can get you hurt. And if you're on defense and you're that far behind, you get yourself hurt as well.
There's no reason to risk these student athletes and getting hurt and anything like that. So it's a good decision by both coaches. Pollard with the kick down to about the 20-yard line. Takes it up the right side. Gets some yards, going over the 40. Tackled at the 40.
Pretty nifty 20-yard return.
Good pursuit by the kickoff coverage for the Rebels.
Ball was returned out to the 42-yard line.
Chester, because of the way things worked out this year with the closing of Marengo Academy, we only have 5 teams in our region.
Chambers.
So this will clinch a playoff berth for the Rebels.
First down and 10, Cornerstone.
One region win is all it takes to get into the playoffs because you'll have the tiebreaker. So
a lot of folks aren't realizing that.
We can check the block on that goal, qualify for the playoffs. Next week, though, it's going to be a real stem winder. It's probably going to be a de facto region championship game at Southern. They're 3-0. We'll be 4-0. They're scoring an average in the 30s. We're scoring an average in the 30s. They're giving up less than 20. We're giving up less than 20. It's going to be strength versus strength, and it's just going to be quite a game. Chambers comes out of there with a win. They'll probably host the playoff round or two, depending on their success in the first round. Come out with the loss, you might have to travel.
Ball's up in the air. Falls incomplete right in front of number 10 for Cornerstone.
Incomplete, intended for number 10.
We're going to be there. We hope we can work out a way to be live, but we'll be there to record it so you can watch it on Saturday morning. Hopefully you'll want to watch it on Saturday morning
Second down and 10.
because we hope to bring back a victory.
Yeah, we're going to do everything we can to get down there and see if we can get the enough connection. If not, we'll still be recording. And,
Less than 30 seconds.
Got a little holding on the line there, but that's probably going to be let go. Incomplete pass.
And I don't think we'll run another play. Chambers is going to go to 4-0.
Bailey's pass falls incomplete. Brings up third down. That's going to be
your ball game, folks. That's
may line up for one more.
He's going to have to hurry. Well, he did get the snap
He got
on.
it off. Like he's going to go down the right side. Number 3.
Intercepted by Kyle Hand. Wow.
Kyle Hand, wow.
Kyle Hand stayed in much longer, and
The final pass
he was working on defensive player of the game.
we would have had to be interviewing him. Nice job there, young man. 8th grader, we're glad to see that. The future is bright for Chambers Academy sports.
Great effort by both teams tonight.
For both of these teams.
We appreciate Cornerstone making the trip down and safe travels to them back home to Columbiana.
Guys, good sportsmanship. 25 We wish everyone for Cornerstone a safe drive home. Thank you.
3 touchdowns for the Rebels in the second half. One of those by the second string. Actually, 2 of them by the second string, one by the first string. To run out of 59-14. Last year it was 57-7, so that will still stand. That 50-point victory is the biggest win last year that the Rebels have ever had against Cornerstone. But 59-14 ain't too bad, Chester.
No, it's not. It was a good game. We made some adjustments, and it was a bit of a challenge for our secondary. Our secondary needed a little bit of testing with that passing attack that Cornerstone had, and made some adjustments there and got that squelched out. But goes back to that defensive line in the end with Smoot coming in, disrupting everything, getting that quarterback moving, and making him pass when he's not comfortable. So
Rafe Daniel out there for the team meeting. I think I've seen about 6 players tonight pushing his wheelchair around. It's a tribute to how much Rafe's teammates think of him. We miss you, Rafe, and looking forward to a complete healing so we can get you back for the latter part of the season. Good Lord willing.
On the way home, half price.
I think Coach Allen is going to, as you say, hold court down there in the field, and we're going to gather
Looks like
up.
both teams are going together.
Yeah, it's a great sight to see the sportsmanship of both squads come out there and congratulate each other both on a hard battle game out there. So.
Well, we got through the homestand 4-0. That's what you want. That was the goal, and we've accomplished that. I had some big wins. Had a real big win over Tuscaloosa. Beat 2 3A schools, and beat two 1A schools. But I can't continue to emphasize, and we'll talk with Coach Allen about this after the game, the importance of next week. It's a long trip, big road game, a team that we pretty handily defeated last year, even though they thought they had a chance to come over here and win the region championship, and I'm sure they think that again. Team we haven't played much. We've played them 6 times in 49 seasons. We've won 3 and they've won 3, so we got another one of those games where we're going to either take the lead in the series or fall behind, go up 7-5 in this series. We took the lead over Abbeville in the series last week. So interesting thing about Chambers and Southern, the 3 games Chambers has lost, they've been shut out. So if Chambers scores, they have a 100% chance of winning the game. Or so says prior history. First time we ever beat them, we went over there for a playoff game. It was in the semifinal round. They were about like we were this year. They had not lost a game at home, I think, in 3 or 4 years. And we went over there and beat them 16-13. Played in the first state championship game that was ever played in Troy the next week. And we were 2A back then, and so was Macon East, and we played Macon East for the second time that year, and they were just had way more horses than we had. They beat us both times we played them. But big game, one of the biggest several years ago. Before we hit this 5-year streak, we put together a list of all-time greatest football games at Chambers Academy. And that Southern game was, I think, was number 1 because of the fact that they had won so many games at home. And we went over there, we scored twice, got 2 2-point conversions, had 16 points. They scored twice, kicked the first time, and missed the extra point the second time. They were ahead 13-8 for most of the second half, and we scored right at the end, 16-13. I'm sure Coach Allen remembers that. That was the second year in a row we've been to a state championship game back in those days, so that would have been in 2000, I believe.
Well, Calvin, it is a privilege to call these games because the fountain of knowledge you have about this program is amazing.
Well, I don't know about that.
Yes,
but
it is amazing.
I've just been around a long time.
To remember that stuff is great, and
been to a lot of ball games and been around a long time.
But it's and I've enjoyed this homestand we've had, and we've learned a lot, and we appreciate all the fans out there watching us from home. And if you can't make it out to the ball game, or if you're away, often states far away. I know my mother watches me from West Virginia, watches the game, and listens to us call these games. So we've got a nice footprint out there of people watching us. Yeah, hopefully next week we'll be able to go live, like Calvin said, but we got to work out some logistics about some internet connection down there in Greensboro, Alabama, and see how things are going to work. And we'll update everyone on the Chambers Academy Sports Live page.
Y'all stay with us. We're going to take a short break. We'll be in the media room with the Smoot brothers and with Coach Allen. So don't go away. Go get a snack. Leave your YouTube up, either on your TV or your computer. We will be right back. Testing 1 2. Mic check. Testing. Testing 1 2. We good? Are we on? Testing 1 2. So we are back on, is that right? All right, ladies and gentlemen, good evening again. We're back on here in Chambers Academy Sports Live on YouTube. Rebels were victorious in all 4 games of this 4-game homestand to start the 2019 season. Won tonight's game over Cornerstone by a score of 59-14. That was our first region win of the year. Chambers is now tied for first in the region at 1-0. Big region game next week at Southern. We'll be talking about that as we go along. But first, we'll talk to our players of the game. And our offensive player of the game was Caden Smoot. Come on around, Caden. We'll get started with you. All right, you're going to have to hold the mic up close by. All right, Caden. According to our stats we got from Phil Slay, you had 5 catches tonight for 93 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yes, sir.
One of them was about a 45-yarder.
Yes, sir.
Laid it right in there, and all you had to do was just reach up and grab it.
Man, it was a great pass by Peyton. Good design play, and the line gave us time to block, and it was just a good team play. We had a good team win tonight overall with everybody contributing, and it was just fun to be out there tonight.
It's fun to watch it, so I'm sure it was fun to play it.
Yes, sir.
You also had an interception. Your brother is our defensive player of the game, but let's talk about your interception. One of those balls you just had to kind of just sit there and wait on and hope it got there before somebody knocked it away, right?
Yes, sir. Actually, there was one before that kind of got tipped before it got there, and I was just waiting on it, hoping it'd get to me, and it did, and just got to make the most of it. And we had good downfield blocking, it was just like I said, we played together, and it was a great team win, great team play on that particular play. It was just saw the ball and had to get as much as I could get.
Second team got a lot of action tonight.
Yes, sir.
They seemed to play well.
Luke Keel's touchdown was awesome.
It was.
Awesome play.
If Kyle Hand had played many more minutes, he would have been the player of the game.
That's right. Kyle Hand, man, he is all around the field. He's young, but he flies the ball. He's tough. He plays, he don't play his size. He's got a big heart, and he's all around the field. He's a great player.
Just an 8th grader, so we're looking forward to the future on that.
Yes, sir.
Well, you had 2 touchdowns. Now I'm having trouble. We had so many touchdowns. Now I'm having trouble remembering the other one. But tell me about that one.
Yes, sir. I had a slant route I scored on, and then I scored on that corner ball, that deep ball. But it was just 2 plays that, you fake another route and run the post corner, and it was just a good design play, and just made the most of the opportunity.
Opened up the passing game tonight. Was that by design?
Yes, sir, it was. We knew we had to, work on that for later in the year. We've been running the ball really well. We know, we run the ball. Our offensive line is outstanding, and Coach Allen does a great job, and the other coaches, Coach Jackson, getting the line ready. And we just knew we had to work on passing for playoffs and Bessemer, and all throughout the season. We just got to get better passing the ball. Yes, sir.
And it was sort of a rough start. Had an interception on the first drive, just about the first play, maybe the second play.
Yes, sir.
And then had a really tough luck interception one time where the ball got tipped up by Josh Holliday, and the guy was just standing there, and there it was.
Yep, just a gift.
And then I think second string had an interception, but
yes, sir.
All in all, as the game wore on, the passing game got better, and I'm sure that's what you were aiming for.
Yes, sir. Peyton Allen, man, he can throw it, he can run it. He's an all-around player, and there's nobody else I'd rather have in that backfield than Peyton Allen. He's a great quarterback, mentally, physically. We just got a great team. I know I keep going to that, but I'm honored to be on this team and look forward to the rest of the season.
Well, that's what we look for as Chambers Rebels. We always talk about the Rebel family and the Chambers family.
Yes, sir.
And I don't think anybody would expect you to come in here and just talk about you. So,
yes, sir.
But I do appreciate that attitude. I'm sure the folks watching at home do too. Your brother just came in, but before we turn it over to him, what are you thinking about next week?
Southern, they're really physical. They're good up front. We know they run a more, their offense is more small. They don't spread the ball out as much. They're going to try to run it right at you and play action pass and stuff like that. So we know we're going to have to come ready to play. First road game, a good little drive. We just got to get our minds right the whole week, get prepared, and, just do what we do. Play Chambers football, be physical, do what we got to do to win.
I checked it today. I kind of wish I hadn't because it's 187 miles.
Yes, sir. It's a good little ride. There might be a few naps taken on that bus on the way over to Southern.
Yeah, Chester and I are trying to line us up a driver so we can take advantage of that plan.
Yes, sir.
Well, let's anything else you want to say?
No,
to
sir.
folks?
I just appreciate y'all. Y'all do a really good job, and I just want to say thank y'all.
I appreciate that. All right, well, let's talk to either little brother or big brother.
Yes,
Which
sir,
is
little
it?
brother. I got him beat by 6 minutes.
There you go. Well, little brother, you had quite a game tonight. You're our first repeat player of the game, but we certainly felt like it was deserving for you to be the defensive player of the game. You had 5 tackles, had 4 sacks for a total of 36 yards in losses, and you probably had another 4 or 5 hurries.
Yes, sir. sir.
that disrupted the quarterback enough that he couldn't complete those passes. That receiver number 17 was a booger when he got loose, wasn't
Yes, sir, he was.
So, how you feel about tonight?
We played good, you know. We were trying to get everybody involved and just played our best ability. That way everybody could play, and that way they'd be ready just in case something happens to somebody. So that was our main objective tonight. But I feel like we played good on offense, but we got to clean some things up in the secondary on defense. But overall, it was a good game.
Probably gave up more long pass plays tonight than we have all season, didn't we?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, we did. We got to clean that up.
What was going on?
I don't know. I mean, we got a good pass rush up front, but, I mean, when you turn around and some guys are getting beat, you know, it happens sometimes. Just got to work on it.
Yeah, it seems like it was always number 17, and I noticed in the second half you double covered him a good bit. So
yes, sir.
That kind of shut some of that down. Well, we talked to Caden about next week from an offensive perspective. What are you looking at defensively against Southern?
Well, I feel like if we can just hold them, you know, it'll give our offense a great chance to impact off of it, you know. And they're going to try to run it right at us, so we got to play physical in the trenches and just everybody's got to play good on defense. It's going to be a hard game.
Well, running right at us so far hasn't worked too well. Let's hope we can keep that up next week. We've seen, I think, more passing this year. I think probably because people know they can't run the ball at us.
Yes,
They're not going to be very successful. So, but you had a great night. Waiting on Coach Allen to get here, so I guess you and I can stretch out a little bit of airtime here.
Sure.
Had a safety. I almost forgot the safety. Doggone.
Yes, sir.
I'm glad we sat here. I almost forgot the safety. Almost got him to play before, didn't you?
Yes, sir. I was trying. I called it. I was like, Lion, we got to get a safety right here. I know it's a big lead, you know, but we just need to, you know, keep going, keep trying. And I was like, we're going to get a safety. I said, we're going to get a safety. Somebody's going to get a safety. And sure enough, we got one.
Yours truly got it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I saw you almost made the play before, and I told Chester that almost had a safety. It'd be a good time to get one. And
yes, sir.
And there we go, got one. So that was a great play as well. I'm glad I remembered that. 59-14 game. It's not always easy to remember all the scores. I had forgotten what one of Caden's was, but it was a lot of scoring tonight. It was balanced. Had 32 points in the first quarter, just 8 in the second, and then had 19 in the second half. Another second half shutout. That's 2 weeks in a row, no points in the second half. And,
yes, sir, that's
and
the
the
goal.
week before that against Tuscaloosa, we only gave up maybe one or two touchdowns.
One or two. I think it was two.
So win the second half, and you're usually going to go far on down the road. So
yes, sir.
That's a sign of conditioning, and that's always been a trademark of a Coach Allen team is outlasting the other side. So,
yes, sir.
Again, that was the 12th time we'd played Cornerstone over the years, and that's the 7th time we've beaten them. So that's a good thing. It's a region win. That's a good thing.
Yes, sir. That's big.
If you do the math the way I think you probably could, you might say we basically clinched a playoff spot with that win. So that's checking the first box.
Yes,
on
sir.
Goals for the year.
Sir.
I guess maybe the first box was to get through the homestand undefeated. But
yes, sir. That's
next box is playoff spot, and we
yes, sir.
mostly got that tonight. I think we would have to lose every region game we had left, and then we'd be in a tiebreaker with somebody. So that's the kind of thing you just sort of keep an eye on everybody else while you're taking care of your business. Take care of yours first, then you go see how everybody else did. They were open tonight. They didn't have a game.
Yes, sir.
So
2 weeks to prepare.
That's right. They've had an extra week to prepare, and oddly enough, the week after they play us, they have another open week.
That's crazy.
Well, I don't know. They're playing that. It looked to me like they had the same situation we did. They had some schools that did not field a team. So instead of filling those empty spots, they just chose to have an open game to get ready for Chambers, and hopefully an open game to get over Chambers. We'll see about that next week, I suppose.
Yes,
but it's going to be a long trip. Be a lot shorter trip on the way home if we can pull out a win.
Hope so, yes, sir. That's the goal. 4-0 on the road and get back home, you know.
Yeah,
that's right. That'd be pretty nice.
4-0 at home, 4-0 on the road, and
come back and play 2 more games at home. Yep. Take care of business.
And almost incredible. And I think you've been here for all these games. Almost incredible, 51-5 over the last
It's crazy.
56 games, and that's tribute to not only the coaching staff but to the athletes and the way they respond to the coaching staff. And they are. It's just been a great run at Chambers Academy.
It's been fun.
Oh yeah, it's been. I know it's been fun for y'all because it's been a lot of fun for us.
Yes, sir. We appreciate it.
Well, we appreciate what y'all do. Y'all doing the hard work. We just do. We do the easy part. And we just stand up and yell when the time comes. We're still waiting on Coach Allen, so y'all bear with us. Our producer's telling Brody he can step away if he wants to, but I'll be glad to have you keep on sitting here.
I'll stay.
All right, well, got a little bit of his daddy in him.
Sir, I like talking.
There you go. Well, why don't you talk for a while? You just tell us what's on your mind or what's on what goes on in a football the week in the life of a Chambers football team.
Well, we just prepare hard, and every week we got a certain game plan, and we just go out there and try to practice for the other team, and just whatever they run, we'll try to line up against it and do our best. The scout team does a really good job, and we got guys that step up in certain places and do what they're asked to. So, that's pretty big. That helps us a lot. That's gotten us to where we are, where we've been in the past 4 years. Scout team, they really help, and we just get out there and play as good as we can on Friday nights.
You hear a lot of teams talk about scout teams. What's your scout team made up of? Second string players?
Yes, mainly 10th and 9th graders, yes, sir.
And that helps them get prepared.
Yes, sir.
And teaches them
get
a lot
some reps,
Yeah, teaches them a lot about other people's offenses as well. So, I guess that's the Coach Allen way, huh?
Yes, sir. That's where it all starts. That's where you get developed, get reps and learn from Coach Allen, one of the best coaches around.
And he said that without his coach even in the room, so that's a great compliment. I think I might have heard him coming in. There he comes. We thought you didn't love us anymore. Brody's been doing a great job in your absence, though.
He's really good.
Yeah. All right, well, if you'll turn it over, Coach Allen. Congratulations on your second selection as Defensive Player of the Game. We selected the Smoot brothers tonight.
Yeah, they both had good nights, didn't they? I think Brody had several sacks, and Caden had a couple touchdown catches, I believe, right?
Yeah, had an interception and 2 touchdown catches, 93 yards total reception, had a 50-yard return after the interception, and then Brody had 5 tackles and 4 sacks for 36 yards in losses and a safety.
Wow. That's a pretty good night.
I agree. Always good to get out 1-0 in the region, isn't it?
Yep, absolutely. I think the main goal of almost every football team is you want to be home in the playoffs, and so that means you got to win your region games. And I thought we came out tonight. We really made a concerted effort to throw the football. We kind of tried to stick a square peg in a round hole a few times. We turned the ball over a little. First one we probably shouldn't have threw. It was in the coverage, and second one we just kind of had a batted ball that went up in the air and they got. But I thought we really got in a rhythm throwing the football there at the end of the first and the second quarter. And we needed to gain that chemistry with our quarterback and receivers in a game, not just in practice.
And you said last week you were going to get Josh Holliday worked into the game plan more, and you could see that tonight.
Yep.
He made several catches. I don't know how many, but they were all first down catches. He was running a route that was giving him a first down either after the catch or when he got the ball he had a first down.
Yep.
Not real long passes, but they were just chipping away. I think just about every pass we had was between 9 and 12 yards.
Yeah, we were just taking what they were giving us. They were really soft in their coverage, and we were able to throw the stop routes, the hitch routes, and things like that. And Josh is one of our best route runners, and he's got really good hands. He's got pretty good speed, and we just felt like we needed to get him out there on the field more.
Yeah, Chester and I talked a lot about I think it was the first scoring play, which was a run by Braxton Allen, was the first running play of the game.
Yeah,
on either side.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, you're exactly right. And we ran the power off tackle, and he just kind of burst through there. I tell you, Braxton is really he's really come on as a running back. He's got some things you can't coach, and he's got pretty good speed. We had a really fast one last year, but we're not lacking a whole lot in that department this year either.
we were when I was interviewing Caden, I told him if it played about another 2 or 3 minutes that Kyle Ham would have been the player of the game.
Yeah, sometimes it's just your night, and he was opportunistic tonight, to say the least.
Got him a touchdown and then got him an interception within about 3 plays of each other. So.
Yeah. And, at the end of the game like that, it's really hard, as a coach, you feel for that guy on the other sideline and those kids, and you're saying, well, really don't want the score to look really bad, but at the same time, we just called a running play, and he stuck it up in there, and we had our young guys in, and they did a good job, and they deserve to play, and they deserve to get good play calls, just like the other guys do, and they did a good job.
Yeah, I was glad to see that JoJo Hendricks was in there on, I think, 2 scoring drives.
Yep.
And he got some passing reps in. He hadn't had much of that because he's usually just handing the ball off.
Yeah, and I wanted him to throw the ball some, That's why I put him in there in the first half. And JoJo really works hard. He's improved a lot this year. And just really over the years, it's been fun to watch him grow. And he knows our offense pretty well.
Tell us about this new kicking prospect you found.
Well, we're just trying to take some load off Peyton the best we can. He kicks, he plays safety, plays quarterback, and he plays the tuba at halftime and totes water. We're trying to take a little off of him, but we're trying to get some of those guys some experience too in case we need that. We got to get better in the extra point department, or we just got to go for 2 every time. One of the two. We got to make a decision and stick with it, and we'll figure that out as we go.
We talked about a game tonight. See if you remember it, and then we'll talk about it next week. It's at Cornerstone. Your regular kicker was Ben Hadaway, and he got hurt.
Yeah.
And you remember the end of the game, what you had to do?
Yeah.
The clock was running out.
Yep.
Had to send Ryan Smith in to try a field goal.
And we made it.
And he did the old straightaway.
Yep. And he kicked that ball. He kicked that ball back in the woods, and we never found that ball. And that coach found it. He said, "I'm not giving you that ball back."
Yeah, he looked like George Blanda out there kicking, but hey, it worked. And like you said, you get reps, and that's why you get them. So when you have to step in there, you can step in there. And,
absolutely.
And he stepped in there because the kicker couldn't kick, and I think there was like 1 or 2 seconds left on the clock.
It was a game-winning field goal. That's one of the few of my career. Probably the only one.
Field goals are a little unusual, and particularly in AISA football. But that kid tonight tried a 51-yarder, and he got pretty close with it.
Yeah, and you learn something new every day. The ball went into the end zone, and in high school, that is classified as a touchback and goes to the 20. In college and pro NFL football, the ball is spotted back to where they kick the field goal from, and I did not realize that.
I'll have to get Chester to tell you when we're not on the air who knew that up in the press box tonight, but nobody could figure it out, and I, it was just kind of one of those things that I just
there's a couple rules from high school to college that are different,
completely different,
and people get confused. You can face guard in high school football and put your hand right in their face when the ball's coming, and it's not pass interference.
Yeah, but everybody in the stands sure thinks so.
Oh yeah.
They'll really yell on you.
And we kind of teach our guys to do that because it's legal.
Yeah. Well, it's going to get real next week. Got to hit the road and play what's probably a de facto region championship game, or what could be.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, I've already gotten to look at Southern through some film and things like that, and they got a really good football team. They got 18 seniors, which is kind of an anomaly in 1A private school football. That's a lot of seniors, and a lot of the same kids I had last year. We handled them pretty well last year, but we're expecting those guys. They were off this week, and we're expecting to really get just we're expecting to get their best shot by far. And they're a big physical team. It's going to be strength against strength because we're big and physical too over the line of scrimmage, and so something's got to give, and we'll find out Friday night. And it's our first away game after 4 straight at home, so that may play a little bit into it also.
You get to wear the white jerseys for a change.
Yep, absolutely.
I was looking tonight before I came over, and we were averaging, of course, that's gone up after tonight. We were averaging about 36 points a game, I think, and they were averaging 35. We were giving up 14 a game, and they were giving up 18. So it's going to
Yeah.
be strength against strength, isn't it?
Absolutely. And, you know, what I like is our team has been really tested this year so far, whereas last year we really couldn't say that. And we've been tested. We've been in the fire, and we know how our kids are going to respond. So I'm really excited to get ready for those guys and go over there, and we should have a fine football game. I know it's a long ways from home, but you know, we need as many people over there as we can get over there.
It's like I told Brody a while ago, the trip home won't be years long if we win. It'll be a short trip.
They never are.
Before we cut off tonight, this is although Southern's one of those old traditional AISA schools, kind of like we are, never really have played them very often. But tell us about what it's got to be your favorite game against Southern.
Yeah, you know, back in I think it was 1999. I'm pretty
Might have
sure
been 2000, but
it was 99, 2000, 2000 seniors. But
yeah.
we went over there and played those guys in the semifinals for a chance to go to the state championship game, and they were undefeated. I think Shannon Brown was our coach, who played defensive tackle at Alabama, and I think he went on to coach in some big high school up in Huntsville area or so. But yeah, we had a fantastic game over there that night, and we ended up making a play late in the game to win it, and it was just an emotional win for our guys. It was a really cold night. I remember that for sure. And just a really exciting game, and we were able to go to Troy for the first time ever. It was the first year they ever had the state championship games in Troy, so it was just a great feeling. You know, it didn't matter how far we were away from home that night. We really didn't care. We could have drove all night.
And they had, not only were they undefeated, but they had won kind of like we are, 30-something in a row at home, hadn't they?
Yeah, it was something like that.
They had some kind of incredible home winning streak. I remember that.
It was a great night.
Well, I felt like you might remember that one.
Yeah, you don't forget. You don't forget games like that.
I was telling Chester during the game that several years ago, before we started this modern era of Rebel football, we made a list of the 25 best games in Chambers football history, and I think that was number 1.
Yeah.
So it was a great win.
Yes, it was, and that's been 20 years this year.
Wow.
Wow, I'm getting old.
You didn't have to tell me that.
I'm getting old. I tell you what, I lost a feeling at halftime last night. Coach gave me some Skittles, and they had put them in the freezer, and they were hard. And so we got to regroup this week and figure out how to get this thing fixed. So that was pretty exciting halftime.
And how not to freeze the Skittles, huh?
That's right.
Well, it shouldn't be freezing next week. Hopefully the weather won't be too bad. You always like for weather to not be a factor in a game unless you're coming on the winning side. Then it's no problem. But we hope weather doesn't intervene, and we hope you Rebel fans that can't make the trip will be able to watch us live. We are still working on that, as we told you during the broadcast. We definitely will be able to replay it on Saturday morning, but we want you to be able to watch it live if you can't make that trip. So we'll do our best. But until then, we will sign off for tonight. Anything you want to say in closing?
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. It's been fantastic. This has been first class.
It's been a great 4 weeks. We look forward to another great 4 weeks. Good night. Go Rebels, and God bless.